Hey, good evening, friends. It is time for some interwebs. Hey, what's up, Manny? Dear Wednesday show. Hi, that's so nice. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for lurking in our chat. Tonight is Dragon of Icespire Peak Night. Woo! So we're gonna do some D&D. We're gonna be hanging out in the Sword Coast. Thanks for the sub there, Chris. Much thanks. My name is Wally Hobbit, also known as Scott by the people who don't know what I do when the lights go out after work. Yeah. And we're going to play D&D tonight, 5th edition, and it's going to be super fun. So let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. We'll start with Kayla. Ezra, who you playing?
Hi, I'm Ms. Missouri, also known as Keela, and I am playing Ezra, or Ezra Lynn, the half-orc fighter, and one of the founding members of Looming Eye, the adventuring party.
Yeah, you're officially like an OG. You and Gideon are OGs to this thing. We've been doing D&D for, what, a couple of years now? We coming up on 3 years this summer? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a little bit crazy. Yeah, so cool. Well, speaking of OGs, then, we'll jump right to Gideon.
Hey everybody, I'm Gideon, Giddy on the inside across the internet, and I'm playing our resident necromancer, Null, who is like a Jehovah's Witness for the undead. It's pretty great.
Nice. I just said good evening twice, so doubly good evening. And while we're on the topic of Gideon, it is Gideon's birthday tomorrow. And so we are all celebrating with a happy birthday Gideon background to show our love to our dear friend. So I'm going to kick this off, and if you all want to sing, join in. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gideon. This is horrible. Happy birthday to you.
Did we lose those viewers? Did we lose those viewers?
That was so out of sync. It was hilarious.
The stream is shut down for internet. Yeah.
So,
warnings from Twitch.
so there might actually be copyright strike.
Wiley Hobbit channel had a good run.
Yeah, we had a good run. That was it. Yeah. So happy birthday, Gideon. Tomorrow, have the best day of all days.
Happy birthday.
All right. We just love you to death.
Appreciate it.
Okay. How about Jacob? Dave.
Hey, I'm Dave. Hey, Wilson on the internet. I'm playing Jacob, the halfling trickster cleric, and he's having a great old time. Happy birthday.
All right. How about Van Felt? Matt, what's up?
Yeah, everybody, I'm Matt. I'll be playing Von Felt, our champion fighter. He's very straightforward, just likes to shoot stuff with his bow.
Emphasis on champion and fighter.
Yeah.
And straightforward. Yes.
Pink arrows and blue bow.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. All right. Tanner Skywalker. It's Tanner Sea Chaser.
Whoa.
Tanner, what is it?
Close.
Angry bass.
You're all so close. Yeah. No, I am Carl. I'm Carnage on the Discord. I am playing Tanner Seawalker, a very lovable rogue who breezed in the town seeking out a grand seer, and all I found was Ethan. And I'm one of the almost new members of the company of the Looming Eye, and looking forward to some excitement tonight.
Nice. Tanner Seawalker, ladies and gentlemen. And last but certainly not least, sort of, Ethan.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris, WikiVA on Discord and Twitch. My Twitter handle may be down below. I play Ethan, the 904th level human diviner.
You lost a level.
He is if you're looking for someone to be compassionate and really care about you, you want to come see Ethan, and he'll take care of you.
He'll see if he can find someone for you. Yeah. Nice. Excellent. So you've met our folks. Everybody's fourth level, including your dungeon master. So that'll be me. So I'll be playing all the NPCs and, things of that nature. But, man, we are stoked to have some D&D. We had to miss last week due to some life things on the part of the dungeon master. But we are back with a vengeance. And last couple of episodes, there's been a situation. Phandelver, the outpost mining town, was besieged by a young white dragon who froze to death 6 of the inhabitants of Phandelver. And there was also a small band of bugbears that assailed the Stonehill Inn. The party dispatched the bugbears, but not the dragon. But before the dragon was able to depart, young Ethan, the diviner, was able to cast Mind Spike, and he has tracked the white dragon up into the cold, icy, craggy peaks of the Sword Mountains northeast of Phandalin. And he has drawn a bead on where the dragon stopped and has been ever since the attack, which was in game time yesterday. The party has had much discussion trying to figure out why were there bugbears, why did the dragon attack, how do we deal with 6 frozen villagers, and long story short, the town master, Harbin Wester, has dispatched a rider to Neverwinter to fetch hey man, Big Bear Nerd, what's up, Dwight? Thanks for those bits, my friend. To go fetch a priest of Lathander. The party and the community are combining some funds to try and raise the dead, so we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, it is the morning of Flame Rule 27, 3-4 days away from Midsummer, and the party has to make some choices on what they want to do next. So with that, we're going to open things up. It's morning time as the party finishes a long rest. Take it away, D&D players.
Where is everybody?
I think I would just quietly make my way downstairs and back to the stables where the colder villagers are just chilling. And I would take the 10 minutes to perform gentle repose on them. So now that they're thawed, they can at least remain a little fresher until we can get them help.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead and cast Gentle Repose. I believe that buys their bodies a 10-day. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yep, 10 days.
Very good.
I think Ethan would come downstairs in the morning and take his usual spot by the fire and probably start his day with coffee.
Okay. Yeah, and by the time you get from the stairway from upstairs to your table over near the big stone hearth, Toblin Stonehill has already set a decanter of coffee and several stone mugs on the table, and he nods you a good morning, kind of yawns, rubs his eyes, and heads back into the kitchen.
Yeah, so Ethan's going to sit at the table and pour himself some coffee.
Very well.
Van Velt will come down and readjust all his clothes, make sure he's looking pretty fine for the day, get some coffee, hang out, and then see if Null needs any help. Nod hello to Ethan.
Yeah, you, Ethan, Ezra, Jacob, and you 3 have known Null, Tanner, and Von Felt barely 24 hours. You know, it was just yesterday that they helped you fend off the bugbear attack and chase away totally intimidate and scare and chase away the white dragon. Totally. Dude.
And yet it seems like 24 days.
All right, so Von Felt, you go out into the stables and you see Null there tending to the laid out bodies of the villagers. They're all still dressed, of course. They're laid on straw. If they were alive, they would be quite comfortable.
Yeah, you'll notice a copper piece placed on each of their eyes, and the child is actually wrapped up still in Null's cloak that she gave them. And I'm taking the time to draw out some runes with the salt that Tobin gave,
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of chanting quietly with a book in my hands as there's this like eerie sort of fog that rolls into the barn, and you can sort of see it just flowing over the bodies, seeping in through like their mouths, their nose, and then just disappearing.
Well, this seems under control. I don't want to disturb this. Let's go get some snacks.
And I'm out. All right, very good. What, Ethan? You're having some coffee. Van Felt, you're heading back from the stable rather quickly. I didn't see anything. I'm going back inside. What's Tanner up to this morning?
Well, I had an entrance, but I needed everybody else down there. So
You're
I will
planning
come
your
bounding
entrance.
down the stairs. Yes. I'll come kind of bounding down the stairs. He's, when he arrived, he had been traveling on the road, so he's bathed, he's shaved, his goatee's all trimmed up. He's looking pretty good too. He's going to look around the room, kind of wave to Ethan real excitedly, and then I'll be looking for. Gonna turn around and go. Is Tobin there?
After just a few seconds, he comes out of the kitchen and he's behind the bar and greets you. Oh, good morning. Yes, I hope you slept
Tobin.
well.
Oh, I did, Tobin. Listen. So last night, Ethan had a couple of visions, and one of them was that he told me someone in this bar doesn't like me, and I couldn't understand that. But as I contemplated on it last night, I realized when I arrived here, I came seeking you out, looking for 4 things: food, drink, lodging, and information. And then there were, some bugbears and some dragons. So I realized I never paid you for the information to help me find Ethan, and I'll point over at Ethan all excitedly again. And I want to make amends for that so you don't hate me. And I will slide a couple of silver pieces across the bar to him.
Kind of regards you. That's quite generous of you, but I don't hate you. In fact, I don't even dislike you. You seem rather kind to me.
But Ethan said someone in the bar doesn't like me. And I just assumed it was you.
No, it's not me. And he'll slide your silver pieces back.
Oh, all right, I'll put them back in my pocket. Well, can I have some breakfast then?
Yes, of course. What would you like?
Hearty breakfast. We're going adventuring today. Oh, and coffee. It's a coffee.
Coffee's on the table there with Ethan, so feel free to join your friend, and I'll bring out some cheese and biscuits and meat, and we'll get you set right up.
I can sit at that table?
You could sit wherever you like, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, well, you're the owner. I will go skipping over to the table, and I'll draw a chair back and plop down with emphasis and grab some coffee. Good morning, Ethan. Isn't it a fine morning? We're going adventuring.
Oh, I'm quite certain this is where our paths divert, because I'm certain that you will want to resume your search for the bass buckle that you've misplaced, and you'll want to find and track down Paranon and Dremnor.
But see, honestly, that was my thoughts initially, but I realized you didn't have that vision until we had been in proximity to each other for a while. So if I stick close to you for a bit longer, more visions will come to you. So thanks to your visions, I've decided to accept your probationary offer to join the company of the Looming Eye. And assist you on your temple, doing to the Temple of Starfish.
I don't believe I made such an offer.
You didn't, but the others did. You were sleeping.
It strikes me that you're a man of very few thoughts. You don't have the luxury of just skipping the first one.
I have many thoughts. So many thoughts, and I'll just slurp some more coffee down. Whew, that's a strong coffee. I love it. Where are the others?
I don't know.
I think at this point you'd probably see Ezra come in from outside. She was out doing her normal morning jog. So she's awake and existing. She'll wave at Toblin at the bar and then she'll go over and she'll sit down next. If she can, she will sit between Ezra. I'm having a day. I'm sorry. Ethan and
Anakin Skywalker.
yeah, I'll sit between the two of them anyways. Just a little shield.
Ah, my traveling companion.
Mm.
Guess what?
Oh God, what now?
Tanis Half-Elven isn't leaving after all to find his flounder necklace. He's staying with us because he believes someone made him an offer to be in this group on a conditional basis.
He has been given a conditional acceptance based on a probationary period to join the Looming Eye.
Yes.
I foresee that probationary period won't go well.
Well, he stabbed one of the founding members, so
While killing 2 bugbears. We keep forgetting that part. Overlooking.
it doesn't balance out, dude.
Would you like some coffee?
I'm gonna need a lot. It's gonna be a day. But yeah, you're still sitting at the table, but remember
Toblin told me I could. It's
that's
his tavern.
nice.
It's his
But,
tavern.
I can still make you move if we need to. She'll just start drinking. She will take Ethan's coffee and drink it. Just, I have a headache.
I'll maybe scooch my chair a couple of inches, move a little bit away, keep drinking my coffee.
Toblin steps up with a tray, sets down some biscuits, some meats and cheeses, as is customary for breakfast here at the Stonehill. He takes one look at Ezra and sets down a cup with piping hot water with some herbs on a little saucer. This should help. I recognize that look, and he smiles. This isn't
You're a god amongst men.
this isn't the first time he's shared his little herbal travel remedy with you. Just get you jump started there.
Yeah, she's gonna drink that.
Yeah. He slips back into the kitchen while you all enjoy your breakfast together.
Well, assuming enough time has passed, I guess Noel would come back in and look at the table confused as she approached. Are we not still relegated to the table of adjacency?
No, Toblin said we could sit here. Come.
Okay. Just gonna casually saunter to the side of the table that's most vacant so that everyone has enough space to be away from her. So, how's everyone this morning?
Excited.
I can tell. How much coffee have you had?
A lot.
Alright, then. Ethan, I was wondering if you would possibly be in the mindset to do a reading before we go. I'm curious to see your talents.
He saw two readings last night. He's very talented.
Mm-hmm.
What information are you looking for? Null, is it?
Yes, well,
As in nothing? Zero? A nullity?
yes. That is accurate.
Is that your given name?
It is the name I chose. My given name, as far as I know, I don't have one. I was just curious if you had the ability to pinpoint the location of a specific individual if given, say, an item of theirs. Or is that beyond your capabilities?
That is a good question.
As the green grins behind her teacup.
Well, I have the ability to not necessarily find a person, but find an object.
Well,
But the range is limited.
Perhaps you should best save your energies for whatever we'll come across today. I don't think that would help me at this point in time.
Who is it that you seek?
A dark elf.
Oh.
But I haven't seen him in over a decade now, so...
I've had recent contact with dark elves.
So Ezra mentioned, and I believe you killed most of them and one got away.
Well, that wasn't my fault. They
Right.
started it.
I have no doubt that there are some less than savory characters out there who would match the description of my friend, but I doubt any of them were him. At least I hope not, otherwise he's either dead or gone again, so...
Well, I believe that the one that escaped was female.
Definitely not him then, unless he's made some changes since the last we spoke. Possible, but unlikely.
Well, we weren't that familiar, so we didn't get into that conversation.
Yeah, something tells me you are on a shoot first, ask questions never basis. Either way, I'm supposing that if this whole Shrine of Savras is really there, and if we make it there alive, maybe I'll get my answers there. Maybe.
Well, let me ask you, why would Savras be concerned with your dark elf friend?
I don't know. People seem to be very concerned with necromancers these days.
So your dark elf friend is a necromancer?
One of the best.
People generally, frankly, are crazy or fond of necromancers.
Oh, I know. I'm very aware that we don't have the best track record, but we're not all blood, guts, and what you can do for us. A lot of us are caring people who just view the world a little differently.
What kind of fucking world have you been living on that I haven't been?
I'm assuming you and I had some very different experiences with necromancers, and I'm not here to discount that you probably have had some bad run-ins, but the ones that I grew up with, my family, they're not like that. They weren't, anyway.
Very much in the minority.
Based off of who I am and how I've grown up, I've tried to not judge others based off of preconceived notions, so I'll try to take you at your word, but just the necromancers I've known have been good people. Some of them might not have the best practices, but they are not in the majority as far as I know.
Israel scratch her scarves slightly.
Do I notice the scars, or are they like really faint?
If she turns a certain way and like light hits them, you'll see them, but they're actually like fairly light. But if you're looking, you will see them. Like if she does the orcish equivalent of blushing or turning red, they'll be more obvious then.
Gotcha. If you don't mind my asking, Ethan, what do you hope to gain from the temple, the shrine?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a follower. No one's really a follower of Savras these days. I'm more of an admirer. And as I have mentioned before, I believed that shrines and temples to Savras no longer existed. So to find the ruins of one, who knows what we'll find within? But I suspect that there may be information to be discovered there. That's what I seek.
Just information in general? Are you seeking someone too?
We all have answers to questions, I think, that we'd like to discover.
Cryptic. All right. I get that. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out where that one-eared halfling is that took your sea bass pendant, Tanner.
Angry sea bass amulet, yes. I'm hoping Ethan will have more visions to help me with that. That's why I'm sticking around.
Aren't we all so lucky?
Yes.
Item of that great power surely will show up somewhere.
Maybe at a pawn shop.
In fact, now that I think of it, I suspect that if Paranon and Dremnor acquired such an item, that they would be looking to make some coin from that item. And the best place to do that around here would be to head to Waterdeep. You should go to Waterdeep and track that amulet down.
Or we could just find Jasper Surefoot, now known as Dremnor, and ask him.
Well, to do that, I think you'd need to travel to Waterdeep, perhaps even further than that. Calamshaw, perhaps. There might be a market for such an amulet there as well. And that, Calamshaw, is a very, very, very long way from here.
Ethan.
It is a long way from here.
But as we journey together on our adventures, I'm sure more you will, the proximity thing, more visions, specific visions, I'm sure will come to you based on my understanding of how divination works.
Do you have a very advanced understanding of divination?
He had vision last night. I mean, and that was after I'd been here for a while. So therefore, it does make sense.
I haven't seen evidence of much advanced knowledge of anything. if I'm being honest.
Seems very good at stabbing people that he works for.
And bugbears. Why do we keep forgetting that part?
Well, I was only conscious for the stabbing of Ezra.
You missed me taking out 2 bugbears. 2 bugbears.
Yeah, I missed a lot of things yesterday. Mostly attacks.
Don't worry. As we travel, I'm sure you'll have opportunity to experience more.
Oh, good. I do hope so. On that note, thank you, Ezra Lynn, for thoroughly kicking my ass last night. It made sleeping a lot easier.
If you want to be proficient, you have to work at it a lot.
Yes, I understand that. It has been some time since I've actually been good with a sword, if I've ever been good with a sword.
No, I took it easy on you. I won't be easier much longer.
You took it easy on me? I mean, yeah, it was totally. Could tell you were holding back. That was. Yep.
Eat breakfast, something with a lot of protein. You'll need it. Same for y'all.
Good idea.
And have plenty of coffee.
Oh, I don't drink coffee.
More for the rest of us.
Last thing you need is a jittery necromancer. Same reason why I don't drink alcohol.
So when do we leave?
Well, I guess we're waiting for the cleric. Not sure.
So
Seem rather antsy.
in and amongst all of this, Jacob will have snuck downstairs while Gideon was performing the rites to preserve the dead, and from a dark corner observed and watched them leave to go into the inn. He looks uncharacteristically unhappy, disheveled, tired. Eyes are bloodshot. Maybe been praying for some miracles throughout an entire night. Looks over the bodies and the tidiness of the rituals, the coins, resists the urge to take them because he knows that they're there for a reason. And looks incredibly sad. A tear maybe trickles down his cheek. He's dressed for travel, has his things ready. Shrugs, turns, and quietly makes his way back into the inn to a table off in a darkened corner, watching everyone make their own preparations, not being terribly obtrusive or unobtrusive, and just meditating, preparing for the day ahead. Uncharacteristically quiet and subdued. Dead air.
Yeah, so the party at the table may or may not have even noticed Jacob enter. The morning rush has kind of begun. People coming in for their coffee and conversation and gossip and the like, and the tap room is starting to fill. Von Felt, did you come back into the tavern to join the party?
Yes, I was basically just hanging out, drinking the coffee, eating all the food.
Eating all the food. Nice. Very good.
Just silently sitting at everyone in solidarity. It's morning. I don't want to take up too much energy from anyone else.
So Toblin comes over, and Ethan, may I have a word with you?
Sure, Toblin.
Do you have that map I gave you to the ruins of the? And he kind of looks around to the shrine of Savras.
I do.
Do you intend to go there today?
Of course.
Just wanted to be able to know what to tell the town master if he, if he is looking for any of you. The trip will
That's where we're headed.
probably take about 2.5 days to get there.
You know, it occurs to me we have to pay this guy to be our Higgins. He's doing a job that I wouldn't wish on anyone if he's being our interface to the town master.
Oh, so we'll probably be gone 2.5 days there, 2.5 days back. A day or so exploring the ruins. So a week, approximately a week.
Very well. Hopefully, in that time, we'll have news on the priest of Lathander and the efforts to reunite the deceased with their families.
Oh, I'm certain your priest will come. They can probably hear the jingle of coins from wherever they're from. Wherever they're coming from, they could hear the jingle.
Neverwinter to the north.
Neverwinter.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, I wish you safe travels. You shouldn't have much trouble on the Tribor Trail. Just go east, and then when you reach Coneyberry, take the overgrown road to the south, and it'll go right to the ruins.
Thank you, Toblin.
Very well. And he kind of nods and bids everybody a good day. Is there anything I can get for anyone before you set off?
Not for me, Toblin. I think we're going to be leaving shortly, since it's a long travel.
Very well. Good idea.
Toblin, if you could just take out a flask from like my side holster, could you fill this with some distilled spirits?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Yes. He takes the flask and disappears behind the bar, and you see him grab a bottle and get your flask taken care of. Comes right back with it. Here you are.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Very well. Have safe travels. Anyone else need anything?
What do you got for sweets I can take with me?
Sweets?
Yeah.
Well, I have some fruit.
That'll do.
Would that work? Very well.
Yeah, sure.
Let me get you
Thank
some
you very
apples. Yes, of course.
Perfect.
Yep. And after just a few moments, he comes back with sort of like a burlap or maybe a hemp small sack with a half dozen green apples.
Thank you very much. Silver. Just
Yes, of course.
pack them away in all my pockets.
Yep. Very well. Anything else for anyone?
I think we're good.
Okay. He'll walk over to where Jacob is sitting. Good morning, Master Halfling. Could I get you anything? Are you all right? Are you not speaking with your friends today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just preoccupied. Everything's fine. He puts on his biggest fake grin that he can put on.
Will you be joining them on the road?
Yes, I suppose I will. They do seem to be ready to do something.
Yes, I believe they're
Suppose we
planning
won't be
to
doing anything.
head to the east.
I would imagine we've foreseen that.
He kind of rolls his eyes. Yes, I'm
You're
sure.
right. You're right.
Yes. Very well. Well, be safe,
perhaps a
Master
small
Halfling.
coffee, and I will join them at the table.
Very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
He
And Jacob will just sort of saunter over to the table.
Yep. He'll dash off to get your coffee and come fairly quickly with it to the table. Here you are.
Thank you, good sir.
And you.
So, looming eye. What hails? Are we off to find an angry fish or a smoked salmon or whatever we're looking for?
Not yet.
Oh, there was something about something. Savras?
Yes, we're going to the shrine.
Ah, it's always good to pay homage to another deity. As a man of the cloth, I can appreciate that.
Suppose we'd better get going. It's not like those bodies are going to get any riper.
Actually, they won't. At least not for, I'd imagine, about 8 to 10 days. Null has done an excellent piece of work in preserving their freshness, if you will. It's a shame there's so many of them. So young. And Jacob does look like a mess. Normally, he's quite put together, happy, nothing phasing him. Today is not that day.
Well, I think it's time to hit the road, head towards the shrine, and see what we find there.
Do we know where it is?
Oh, we know where it is.
You've foreseen this, no doubt.
I have a map.
A wise man once said, don't prepare foreseeing for paper.
All right, so you take your leave of the Stonehill Inn in roaring downtown Phandalin. You need to follow the road north out of town. It will lead you, about 10 miles out to the Tribor Trail, at which point you will turn east, which would be a right turn, and make your way along the trade road. You pass no one. It's a beautiful, crisp, it's a little cooler. A front has come through. That storm you had yesterday when the dragon and the bugbears assailed Phandalin brought with it a cooler air mass, and so it is much less humid, especially for the week approaching midsummer. Cool and crisp. There's no haze, no humidity. Feels good. It's a great morning to set out on an adventure. You travel roughly 3 miles per hour, give or take, and so you can make about 25. If you want to push it, maybe 30 miles in a day, with a couple of little breaks and stop for a meal. But after maybe 2.5 hours, you reach Tribor Trail, which is a much more compact, wider, established trade road. You know that it runs east to west. It's not as well kept and big and wide as the high road, which runs all along the Sword Coast, down through Waterdeep, up through Neverwinter. But the Tribor Trail is probably still almost wide enough for 2 caravans to pass with fair-sized wagons oncoming. There are areas where you can occasionally, as you make your way east, you see areas where you can see signs where people have camped. Some of them look to be more well-used than others. The peaks of the Sword Mountains are probably 30 to 35 miles to your southeast. The trail sort of runs parallel about 35 miles away from that range of mountains. And Ethan, from your arcane tracking of the White Dragon, that's somewhere up in the tallest of those crags and those snow-covered peaks rests the bane of Phandalin, the White Dragon. You recall that you had gone overland in this very same easterly direction to get to the Mountain's Toe gold mine in the foothills of the Sword Peaks, Sword Mountains, where you encountered the were-rats with Don John Raskin just, a week ago or so, not that long ago. But it feels good to be on hard pack road. It's fairly well maintained. It's rutted here and there from the recent rains. There are some puddles. There's some boggy soft spots off of either side. But you're in grasslands. You can see the foothills, maybe 7 to 10 miles away to the southeast, and it's grasslands from here to there and going to the north. As you make your way into the first evening, you can see just the beginnings of the dark edges of what might be either a rise in elevation or maybe a woodlands, a forest to the northwest. The road you're on is running kind of southeast to northwest at this, or southwest to northeast, excuse me, at this particular stretch as night falls on what's been just a beautiful day of travel. And so if you want to, we'll call this the evening of 27 Flame Rule, set up your arrangements to camp for the evening. You're at the point of the road where the hills to the southeast are the closest they've been to the road, probably within a couple of miles, and the forest also is to the northwest is as close as it's been to the road, also maybe just a couple miles away. There are ample spots, small hills, thickets of trees, the lowland between hills where you might consider making camp. And before we do that, let me hit pause and say that we are doing a giveaway, and by we I mean Giddy on the Inside, in celebration of his birthday, is giving away a pack of Wizards of the Coast arcane spell cards. There they are. So I'm going to open up the giveaway. Feel free to jump in on that. And at the end of the stream, we will draw the winner, and we'll make arrangements to get those to you. So let me find the magic giveaway button. I think this is it. Let's see when I click this what happens in chat.
The
You can
stream
fit
goes
so
down.
many bad choices in this.
Yes.
So many bad choices.
Yes. So
Beautiful.
the giveaway is open. So just type spell cards to enter, ! Spell cards. And players, you're certainly free to enter this as well. And one lucky winner will get themselves a nice little gift, courtesy of Gideon. So thank you.
Still shrink wrapped. Still.
Still
Still has that
shrink-wrapped.
new card smell.
New card smell. There you go. So, there we are. So feel free to jump in where you wish to break camp or make camp. Excuse me. The sun is starting to sink lower in the western horizon, almost kind of behind over your left shoulder, as you are again going from southwest to northeast at this particular stretch of road.
Vanfelt's going to do a quick just lay of the land. He's not really super concerned about anything because he can't be surprised by stuff. So
Nice.
He just wants to know where all the vantage spots could possibly be.
Sure. Yeah, so it really depends on how you want to set up camp. If you want to get to a kind of a high, like atop one of the small hills, or if you wish to conceal yourself in a small stand of trees. You've passed a couple of those along the way. So by all means, however you wish to do it. The only signs, if you want to roll, let's have you, Van Felt, roll a nature check, or maybe perception if that's better.
Right. Loading up my sheet. One's let's see, perception is quite good. We got all right, 24.
24. Yeah. So you find a couple of spots that seem like likely candidates. Down between the hills, it does get a little boggy, pretty spongy, where the rainwater has collected as a result of the storm that came through yesterday. But there are a couple of small hillocks that you could easily have enough room for the party to set up sleeping arrangements and cooking and eating, whatever you wish to do. And there's also a nice stand of trees that's probably 1/10 of a mile in off the road to the northwest. The hills are on the southeast side of the road. That you could easily conceal the party there. There's also a stream running along through those, the trees, the thicket of trees, where you might find yourselves some fresh water. So either arrangements would work.
No, that sounds perfect. I'll recommend the trees. I'll return to the group and say I found our spot for the night. Unless there's any bit of protest, there's a comfortable spot over there, easily hidden and fortified. And there's water for your water skins.
I think staying out of sight's probably the best idea. Not a lot of friendly faces on the roads nowadays. And even if they are friendly towards y'all, I should probably stay hidden.
Israel will nod in approval towards Van Felt and start moving in that direction. He wants some brownie points.
Towards y'all,
Ethan will
I
follow.
should probably stay hidden.
Israel will nod
Take
in
everyone
approval.
along nice and quietly, trying not to disturb too much of the path so we don't leave too much of a trace.
Okay. You did see here and there as you were scouting around Van Felt, you saw a couple of game trails, deer tracks, small mammal, a couple little footprints, maybe a fox, but nothing that would give you pause or cause for concern.
Fantastic. All right, settle in, get comfortable for the night. Got a long walk tomorrow.
I'm gonna try and multitask cleaning and sharpening my sword while also trying to read at the same time and see how well that works out for me.
Several fingers later.
It's okay, I can attach them again. It'll be fine.
I'm no expert in this, but we should probably think about posting some kind of guard.
Don't worry about it. You've got Von Zalt on your squad. There's no problem at all. Any issues at all, and just tap my bow. We'll hear about it.
I'm no expert in this, but we should probably post guard.
Yeah, regardless of how magically imbued our weapons are, staying alert probably more reliable.
No, my bow, Orland, is alert for us. If anything comes by, she'll let us know.
I'll take last one.
I'll take first watch.
I'm going to bed.
I believe in the bow. I'll go to bed.
Jacob will take middle. Ethan will take second to last.
I was going to say, Ethan, you're taking a watch.
Such trust. Okay. So I presume you all have a meal or something, or are you gonna just go ahead and hit the hay?
Yeah, we should probably have a meal.
How does the stream have any fish in it?
Roll a nature check.
Okay, let's see how well that works out for me, because I'm obviously, as a necromancer, I'm proficient in nature. Oh, wow, okay, that's 22, so maybe
Okay.
I am.
Yeah, it's pretty shallow. You see, maybe little crayfish here and there, some very, very small, like minnow kind of little fish, bait fish, but you don't see anything that looks like it would be, catchable, edible. It's a pretty small little stream. It's flowing away from the road toward the forest.
I'm gonna just absentmindedly catch the crawfish and just sort of like look at it a bit and be like, and then try to like bite its head off, see if it tastes good.
Okay. Yeah, and it's got the exoskeleton shell. As you go to bite it, one of its pincers gets you right on the side of the lip and kind of grabs on. It doesn't, cause you any severe pain, but it is perhaps a little disconcerting.
Good that fights back is more fun.
Nice.
Ethan's gonna sit near Ezralyn, and he's gonna say to her, I must be frank with you. I have some concerns about our probationary members.
So do I, don't worry.
Well, what I've seen so far causes me great worry.
And she'll say this low to Ethan. Either way, unfortunately, the simple fact is sometimes you just need meat shields.
Wow.
Hard to argue with. They would serve that purpose, I think.
I'm sure they'll prove their usefulness one way or the other. Null has some potential. Tanner can hit things. Benfeld has proven useful thus far.
Let's not overestimate things here.
Hey, people usually just improve with time. I remember what our original group was like when we got here.
Well,
I'm gonna come back with a small armful full of little crayfish. They're not much, but they taste pretty good. I'm sure you guys want to cook them.
That's Jacob's thing. He's good at that. I don't know.
It's not hard to boil a crayfish. You
I
just heat
can
up the
burn
water and
water.
throw it in. You can burn water? That's impressive, if not concerning. But yeah, I'll get like a little kettle thing that I carry off my hip and set to boiling some water and throwing in the crayfish and making little tiny scream noises as I do that, like. Not necessarily something Null would do, but something I would totally do. So.
Okay.
And
What are
in
the
a
rest
little
of
bit, we have little snacks.
Nice. What's the rest of the party doing?
And Fel's just getting comfortable, hanging out. Not a care.
Jacob will wander over to where Null is, looking slightly more hardened for having been on the road for a day. Oh, what do you have? Are those, what do you have there? Is that,
Oh, little crayfish from the stream.
I have a few things that might add to that. Would you mind?
Go ahead. I was just eating them raw, but I assume people enjoy more cooked meats.
Usually we do. And Jacob will set out a little bit of his portable kitchen and take out a length of dried sausage, start cutting that up, chopping up some Creole, there goes, garlic, some seasoning, bit of bay leaf, thyme, some red dust, looks like cayenne pepper. Throws the sausage in with that, a bit of salt, chops up a tomato that came out of somewhere, mixes in some dried rice and some strange looking green vegetables of some kind that are sort of long and have multiple sort of flanges to them, and cuts them up. A bit of salt and pepper some more, heats it all up, and basically turns all of that into a jambalaya.
Nice.
So with that, and the smells will waft throughout the small area that we're in as it gets more and more prepared, and Jacob will pull out a loaf of bread from his pack and slice that up to go with it, with a bit of butter on each piece, and lay it out on a larger plate for people to come in with their own tools and utensils and come and partake of the small spicy stew that's being made in our midst. Thank you so much, Noel, for carrying these tiny little creatures. This is going to be a delicious meal.
Ezralyn was right. You are good at cooking. Kind of like my friend Orion.
Oh.
Back where I'm from, we had a mess hall, and there was a great big minotaur. His name was Orion. He was the cook.
Oh. That sounds like an interesting mix of bowl and kitchen.
Yeah, he was surprisingly dainty.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to meet Orion someday. Sounds like a good sort.
He's dead, so you can't. But
well, as you may know, there's sometimes ways to speak to the dead.
I don't think you should. To be honest, I'm only partially sure that he's dead. I don't know where he went.
It's hard to be partially dead. It's kind of like being a little pregnant.
Well, you see, he was dead to begin with, so...
Oh, I see, okay. Well, that, we hope, can be remedied as well, although more powerful magics are needed the longer they're gone.
Well, he had been dead for several years.
Oh,
and
was he a Walking Dead?
Yes, he was one of the thralls we had.
Oh.
He was a very good cook, though. Didn't talk much because his mouth was sewn shut, but he was nice.
You have a very unusual upbringing, don't you?
I'm finding out more and more when I talk to people that yes, this is not the norm.
I think norm is somewhere off in a few leagues from there, yes. But that's okay. We each to our own. Our normal is relative to who we are.
Yes, that's one way to put it. Most people I find don't have undead house guests.
Or housekeepers.
Or housekeepers.
I mean, to be perfectly frank, where I was raised, I rarely had to look up at anyone. Now I spend most of my time with a crick in my neck.
Yeah. Sadly, as someone who's a bit on the vertically advanced side, I can kind of understand that. It's hard looking down a lot.
Well, you get to see the tops of people's heads, I guess.
It's not pretty. Do you know how often I have to tell people they have dandruff?
They may not want to know.
They'd never want to know, but they should know because it can be treated.
Sometimes it's best to keep your mouth shut.
But if you keep your mouth shut, you can never make friends.
Didn't seem to be a problem for your Minotaur with his mouth sewn shut.
Well, he could communicate like my dark elf friend with signs. He taught us how. That's how we were able to even talk to each other in the first place.
What kind of hairnet does a Minotaur that's undead need when he's preparing everyone's food?
Well, he didn't really have a lot of hair to begin with. It kind of have gone away.
I'm just trying to eat before I lose my appetite.
Well, it's not like it got in, like he didn't lose any bits in the stews or anything. He still had all his fingers. He just was kind of a bald minotaur. You never really questioned these things when you're growing up. He was just always there, making soup.
Indeed. Well, speaking of soup, I think the jambalaya is ready. Dig it, everyone.
Thank you, Jacob. No.
Yes, do mind the crayfish. They are still in shell, but they should be nicely removable. Use your fingers. That's the most fun when it comes to eating. And we'll finish up the meal, clean up the plates. Hopefully it didn't attract any spicy food loving animals.
Squirrels, those bastards.
Well, those are good fried.
Yeah, but when they eat all your jalapenos that you were growing for months.
They're pre-seasoning. themselves.
That's fair. I never thought of it that way.
And plus, if they're eating them and they poop out the seeds, then they'll just grow jalapenos somewhere else.
Yeah, but when you spend the time growing the jalapenos and you're so proud of your tiny little garden that you have on your back porch, and I'm projecting, but like, fuck squirrels. I hate them.
Tomorrow's another day. Maybe we'll have squirrels too.
Good revenge.
I can get us squirrels.
The
That's what she really
survivors
wants.
the survivors can tell their friends what they saw.
I can somehow see you putting out little stakes with squirrel heads around the campsite. That would be most unusual. Yes, we live amongst nature, and we will find ways to put a little spice in our lives every day. Perhaps we'll have ghost pepper squirrels.
I've never really been one for spicy food, but
Spicy squirrels. All right, I'm in.
And meanwhile, we find out that, yes, the party's actually been delayed by a day due to excessive pepper.
everybody had a tummy ache. We took a holiday.
Go from being the looming eye to the flaming butthole.
Something tells me that strikes more fear into the hearts of our enemy.
Hearts, nasal passages.
I'd be more likely to avoid the flaming butthole than I would be to avoid the looming eye, but that might just be me.
That explains the Eye of Sauron. It wasn't an eye.
Oof. All right, so, so with your
drunk enough for
your
this.
your meal concluded, is there anything else anybody wants to do before you start your evening of slumber and watches?
No, I guess as I sit down for watch, I pull out a book and I just start reading sort of quietly to myself, but still technically out loud.
Okay,
I don't notice it probably, but
very good. It's a clear night, and I wouldn't say it's chilly, but it's not one of those hot summer balmy nights, that the humidity had moved out. It's crystal clear. You can see stars. I'm assuming you probably let the fire burn down. And it is quiet and peaceful as you settle into your first watch.
Well, so I'm sleeping for a moment. Anyone who is asleep will hear a stark bit of a bird call, almost echoing in the back of their head. And Van Felt just rolls to his feet and starts looking around. All right, well, it didn't take long.
what are you talking about?
I just pull and I reach over and throw my arrows on my back. Just pull one between my fingers. I haven't drawn the bow back yet. Like, whoever's out there, you better just come out now.
Roll perception. Null and Van Felt. Anybody else who maybe awoke to the sound of this bird chirping in the back of their mind.
16.
18.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Total of 23.
7.
19.
Okay, so Null, Jacob, and Tanner, you all hear the snapping of a twig, not terribly loudly. And it sounds like it's a ways off north of your position. Maybe not far from the stream, hard to tell in the dark and the night. But you definitely heard a little snap. And then it gets absolutely still. Snap.
Jacob.
Snaps
Jacob.
again.
Jacob.
But
Go see what that is.
Probably just a wild animal. We are near a source of water.
yeah, I'm not the recon type. If you are feeling particularly
I'll
hard
check
done
it
by,
out.
okay, so Van Velt is making a move away.
Perhaps anyone who can see in the dock would help.
I'll go with you.
Thank you.
I will touch Gideon and give you Blessing of the Trickster. That gives you advantage on dexterity stealth checks for 1 hour.
Nice.
No, don't get hit by anything.
I promise I'll stay behind Van Felt.
Okay, so are you going to make your way in the direction? I presume, Null, you'll kind of help Van Felt head in the proper direction toward where you thought you heard the snap, the couple,
Yeah.
2 or 3 snaps. Okay, let's roll some stealth, shall we?
All right.
Ethan's going to say to Ezrealin as they make their way off, we're about to test your meat shield theory.
A 9.
16.
Okay. Yeah, so you're making your way through, and it's a little bit, the ground is a little bit rocky here as you get away from the area where you've chosen to camp. Maybe there's just a little bit less pine duff. But Van Felt, your ankle turns as you step on the side of a rock. You know, it's dark. It's hard to tell precisely where your feet are coming down. And you get one of those kind of as you scuffle some stones at your feet.
Sure. Lovely.
Maybe 25, 30 feet ahead, you hear a snap and then the sound of something large moving, some brush, branches, thicket, shrub, small tree, you know, that kind of sound. Kind of straight ahead, maybe 25, 30 feet. It's dark. Anyone with dark vision here?
I think I have dark vision. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's why
I
Van
assumed you did. That's why I went with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, by the way, I can't see anything either.
No, well, I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to do? I'm going to touch, I'm going to touch Van Felt, and I'm going to give him dark vision.
Oh, cool.
Here, have some of mine. Nice.
Could we hear the rocks moving when Vanderbilt stepped on them?
Roll perception. Good question.
$12?
Nope.
Okay.
22.
Yeah, you heard a scuffling sound, foot on stone or little rocks tumbling a little bit, Jacob, in the direction of where your companions just kind of went into the thicket. Your
Does
picture
it sound like it's getting closer or farther?
further away, like leaving you. Picture yourselves if you've ever been in a pine woods, where it's not densely packed with trees. It's mostly tall, straight pine trees. The branches don't really come out from the trunks until they're maybe head level or higher. Kind of white pines. You're in a stand of those. There's a lot of duff, brambles, berry bushes around, small deciduous trees, like sapling size small. So it's mostly these pine trees. So it's pretty easy to walk quietly in the pine duff. But again, Van Felt and Null have exited the pine duff, and they're kind of coming out of the copse of trees into some pretty thick cover. 4, 5, 6 foot tall shrubs and thickets and little thorny, hooky things. And as you make your way slowly and quietly, Van Felt, you kind of catch your breath and stop as you see a rather large, kind of a humped form exit the thicket maybe 15 feet ahead of you. and it looks like it could be 700-800 pounds of bear. And you hear snurfling sounds. And then beside it, you see a smaller version of the same shape. Hard to make out color, given that dark vision is really more of a grayscale, darkers and lighters. But there is definitely a large bear and a smaller bear up ahead. It looks like they're moving away from you.
I'm fine with letting them go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quietly whisper, like, let's just head back to camp. It's just bears.
All right, then. So just ease back, nice and quiet.
Yeah, I kind of picture you letting them amble off, and then make your way. Yeah, so bears. The bears.
Once we get back to camp, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it was just a couple bears as far as we know, but I'll stay on high alert, don't worry.
Go to sleep. So I just check my ankle, make sure everything's cool. Make sure I didn't scruff up my shoes too bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. It was just kind of one of those annoying little rolls, where you're like, ooh, ah, and you already forgot it happened. You didn't, turn your ankle real bad.
No. Awesome. Yeah. So I said, yeah, go to bed. We got you. Just sit back down, take some water.
Okay.
Lay back down.
Whoever's next watch, it's probably about that time. So they're up. And I'm going to fast forward you to morning. Everything goes very quietly through the night. Just very quiet where you are. The only situation you had was that the bears. The bears. So it is the morning of 28 Flame Rule and another crisp, clear morning.
I'm up bright and early, fixing up the camp, getting everything packed. I got a nice rest.
I'm already up, but yeah.
Anyone who's up, I'll offer an apple.
Everyone will benefit from a long rest.
Oh, rest.
Yay. All right. Anything else you all want to do before you get off for the morning?
Probably really grumbly and just not a morning person. So I go over to that nice little stream and just dunk my head in the cold water to wake up.
Yeah, and it's cold. I mean, it's cold. The direction it's flowing, your guess once you get your, you feel how cold it was last night from fishing for crayfish and then put your head in it. It's probably coming down out of the mountains to the southeast. The Sword Peaks, Icespire Peak. The mountaintops are all covered in ice and snow. So you're guessing that the stream is probably just a little rivulet that's fed down from the mountains.
I'll follow suit as well. Hang out with Null for a moment. Just thank you for having my back last night, my giant friend.
No problem. I'm not a giant though. I'm just tall.
Compared to me.
Yeah, no problem.
I get the sense that the looming eye is very slow to trust. They're not wrong, but I suppose we should be too.
Well, I mean, a bowman, the son of a pirate, and a necromancer walk into a bar sounds like the lead up to a joke, really.
Oh, when you put it that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust us either, at least not off the bat. Especially not after I fell 5 times during combat. It's not exactly a stunning resume.
You performed an admirable service. Someone had to.
I guess. Someone needed to be the damage sponge, but
Also
I'm
known
with you
as
now. No worse for the wear.
Meat Shield.
for now, I just hope that with Ezra's training I could prove to be useful besides just spell casting. That can only get you so far, you know?
Mm-hmm. I see you're making fast friends.
Necromancers don't really have a lot of friends, so I'll take what I can get.
I pull an apple from my pocket and offer it.
Thank you. Appreciate
It'll
that.
it'll give you energy for the day. Well, we better get back.
Yeah, we better get going. Who knows what we're gonna find. Supposedly orcs have taken over the shrine, and I'm not too eager to meet them.
Fine targets enough.
Oh, I'd hope we could avoid combat if possible. They're just running away, same as anyone, from a dragon.
I certainly understand the refugees' heart. If they're keen to avoid it, who am I not to acquiesce?
Well, I suppose we'll see when and if we get there.
I start heading back.
Okay, party ready to rock and roll for the day?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way eastward along the trail, the Tribord Trail, the trade road. The only thing of any real consequence, you pass a group of dwarves. They've got a mule pulling a cart. You see mining gear. They're headed west, and really the only conversation, if you stop and talk with them, they're coming from Tribor, and they are headed to Leilon, is a town west of Phandalin, closer to the coast, to help rebuild, reestablish, and explore that area. So that's really about all you've got there. It was a group of 8 or so, all male, hopefully out to stake their claim, make their fortune in the world, and help another small town get kind of rebuilt, reconstructed. They
weren't merchants, were they?
No, they were not. It was definitely a bunch of miners. Yeah, not your guys that gave you all that good information.
I was gonna warn you guys. I was gonna warn you, don't drink the ale. So.
Yeah.
If we do stop to talk to them, I'm gonna stick strictly to the mule and be like, "Who's a fuzzy boy? You're a fuzzy boy," and just like give it lots of pets and carrots.
It seems to be well taken care of. They're not beating this thing to death, or it's just a draft animal pulling the wagon. And I'll save you the insight rolls. These dwarves don't seem anything out of the ordinary that you wouldn't expect from a group of dwarves, headed to go do some work and some mining. Your second evening,
All right. Well,
you're just west of Coneyberry on your map, Ethan. And you just don't feel like that the ruins are somewhere 5 or so miles due south of Coneyberry. It's getting dark and late, so you really don't feel like you probably want to, press onward tonight, I assume, unless you wish to arrive in the darkness. Yes?
Coneyberry is a ruined town? It's
Yes.
not an active town.
Correct. The road on the map goes right through Coneyberry, where it's marked on the map. And the story is, again, that town was sacked by barbarians. And the barbarians, once they finished there, the priests, the mages of Savras warned the town of the impending attack. The townsfolk who believed the wizards packed up the gold, the belongings, the weapons, the stuffs, and took shelter in the shrine. The barbarians came, sacked the town, killed the people, took the stuff, and then tracked the group southward, and that's kind of how the story goes. But the rumor is that they took a lot of the wealth of Coneyberry. It was a nice little trade town back in its day, and they took the gold and they've hidden it somewhere. The legend is that it's hidden in plain sight at the ruins. But many people don't know, if the ruins are a thing, if the gold is a thing. There's no story of it ever having been recovered. But that's the kind
So
of the
when
tale.
we stop this night, are we in Coneyberry or just outside of it?
You're just outside of Coneyberry. It's gotten dark. You know that if you pressed another hour or two, you could get it to the ruins, but you'd still be probably 4 or 5 hours march from where this ruins is reported to be.
Yeah, so Ethan will say to Ezra, I think we have about 4 or 5 hours to get to the shrine. It's probably better that we make that journey in the daylight.
Seeing that we're kind of slowing down, if you'd like, I can start looking for some spots.
Well, wherever we go, it should probably be as much covered as last time. The closer we get, the more likely there are unsavory eyes looming over us for once.
Quite right, no.
The forest, you can see the eaves of the trees, the dark against the darkness, the darker against the darkness. This is probably the closest you've been to the forest on the northwest side of the road. The hills have kind of fallen away, probably beyond 5 miles southeast. So just your gut tells you, Van Felt, after doing a little scouting about, that another stand of trees or something along those lines will probably be your best bet for cover for the night, similar to last night's arrangement.
Nice. Pick out a conveniently concealed spot for us. And
Yeah, you can do that. Again, half mile, or excuse me, 1/10 of a mile or so off the road. You find a way to get over there without leaving very conspicuous tracks. A good scout around. Again, it gives you the same sense you got last time, a few game trails here and there where you can see where maybe deer or elk have crossed. You find yourself a nice spot in the trees to camp for the night. I presume we'll meal again and do watch and all of that. Kind of a repeat of the previous night.
Yep, I
Ezra will
can.
slap Van Felt on the shoulder as an approval of the spot.
Nice.
all right.
I can take first watch again unless someone else wants to. But
Okay.
Just remind him that you don't need to take watch. It's fine.
better safe than sorry.
I understand.
I believe in the bow, and I'm gonna go to sleep.
You also believe in angry sea bass amulets, so
Oh, it's real.
I'll trust it when I see it. Sweet dreams.
I hope to show it to you someday.
I have to see it as well.
I want to see how a sea bass can appear angry. They don't have the eyebrows. I feel like anger is all in the eyebrows.
All in the skill of the carver.
Are you saying that it gave the sea bass eyebrows?
I've never actually seen it,
It's like a
but I'm told it looks angry.
Of course.
So, are you like 100% sure it's real?
I'm going to carve an angry sea bass just to do it.
Nice. You want to roll a? Do you have a skill or like a sleight of hand or something?
I got the wood carver's kit.
There you go.
Oh, proficient.
There you go.
So I'm not sure what I roll for that.
Let's go with a sleight of
I hope
hand.
it turns out looking horrible.
Are you proficient in sleight of hand?
No.
Okay, so add your
Is
proficiency
proficient
bonus to
woodcarver
that.
skills, huh?
Yeah, so add your proficiency bonus to that. And let's get a roll on that, see what we get.
So +2.
Try to see if there's any
I
other.
got an 11.
All right, yeah, so you're able to
Performance
easily
work.
fashion a facsimile of, a fish-shaped bit of wood It's debatable as to the level of anger you're able to draw from this carving, but it definitely is a fish. Whether or not it's true to sea bass, tough to say. But I don't know if there's anybody here who could dispute it. So take that for what it's worth.
There's no aficionado. Thank you.
Oh, the jokes are floundering.
I don't know. They're
This
fishy
is-
at best.
This is a baited conversation. I don't think it will net us anything.
The scope and the scale of this problem is growing concerning me.
This hurts. Like, this physically hurts me in my core.
Oh, these jokes just sink or swim.
Right. Yes.
But you're all our chum.
Remember
It
when
was
the
just
Hobbit
like,
channel
what is
was on
wrong
Twitch?
with this group?
Wow. Well, I think what we'll do is we will fin-ish this portion of the stream by taking a 5-minute stretcho break. And when we come back from stretcho break, it is going to be the morning of 29 Flame Rule, and it'll be time to head to the ruins. How does that sound?
Fantastic.
All right, so we're going to take 5. Very nice. And we'll see you on the flip side of our break. Don't go away. And don't forget we got that giveaway going. Type ! Spell cards to get a shot at some free, brand new WotC Arcane spell cards.
Yes.
Oh man.
All
right.
Hook, line, and sinker, aren't we?
I was just
back.
gonna make the hook, line, and
We're
sinker
still-
joke. God damn it.
Still dropping the puns, I see. So my
Yes.
lecture off screen did nothing to stop the horrible punnery. Just kidding, I didn't lecture anybody.
Nope.
All right. It is the morning of 29 Flame Rule. Another clear morning, but it's one of those mornings you could tell already early on that it's going to be a roaster. It's going to be a pretty hot day. New air mass. Feels a little more humid, and it feels like it's going to be a warm one.
All right. I get to get in the camp all situated.
Okay.
Do a quick morning run through.
Yeah. You have no problem getting camp kind of tidied up, do the whole leave no trace bit, and
Yep.
get on your way. So within an hour, you are standing in the ruins of, and these are old ruins. I mean, this place is a ghost town. Wooden buildings are mostly collapsed or rotted, stone foundations. Stone buildings obviously are still up. It's a small town, maybe the size of Fandolin, maybe a little. In its day, it was probably a little bit bigger. It is actually, on the Tribor Trail, which again is a major trade route, or I wouldn't say major, but significant trade route from the town of Tribor that will get you to Neverwinter or Waterdeep. So, it's a decent sized, what used to be a decent sized town, but it's all completely abandoned, overgrown ruins. And with not a lot of searching, it takes a little bit, but you do find, as Ethan, you do find signs of this trail is really what it's kind of boiled down to. You can see where it's widened out, where maybe there once was a roadbed, but it's overgrown, and it is unmistakably heading south in the direction of where the ruins are marked on your map.
So I'm gonna point that out to Ezralin. I believe this is the way to the shrine, and when we get to the shrine, I don't know what we'll find inside of it, but we should be careful. There could be artifacts that would be of great value, so we should be careful.
She was ducked down so we could speak to her. She'll stand. Understand? Very well. And she'll call back to everyone to say, this place can be very sensitive in terms of stability, environment, whatever. Just don't break anything, all right? Or yourselves.
But more importantly, anything in the shrine.
However, if they're living and try to kill us, kill them. It's fine. Just collateral damage to a minimum.
Collateral damage is my middle name. Wait, no, hold on. We'll be fine. We won't touch anything that's not trying to kill us, and if it's trying to kill us, we'll touch it very harshly and with pointy weapons and spells.
Nice.
So we're in the middle of the ruins of the former trades village.
Yes, you're in the ruins of Coneyberry. Ethan has located what appears to be an old dirt trail that's mostly overgrown now, but you can clearly see, where it was once a nice flat, travel way. It's just all overgrown and saplings here and there in it. The overgrowth that's tall on either side of it is kind of growing over in places. But to your best understanding of the map, Ethan, this looks like if you head due south towards the rocky foothills of the Sword Mountains, who, as you face down that trail, those peaks are now right in front of you. And the foothills look to be within 5-6 miles. You can see the rocky hills.
So Van Fel grew up in all these marketplaces and trade cities. And so, is there any additional, any kind of insight he could glean on what this place might have been like, or
Sure.
If it's not helpful, then
Yeah. I mean, it looks like any one of a number of small trading towns you've been in. It's bigger than an outpost. It's bigger than Phandalin, not by a lot. There was probably, maybe 1,000 people here at one point when it was at its peak. You look at the size and number of buildings. You can see the broken off pilings of what might have been posts for a wooden palisade wall. Gate posts on either side of the road that runs through it. Foundations. Looks like it was a decent sized stop. There's probably 3 or 4 inns or taverns. Mostly just trade based folks here. But it's
so is it?
it's decades.
Does it seem at all
overgrown.
worth? Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
done.
it's you can tell that a lot of the wood structures are broken off, burnt in places, rotted. There's trees growing where inside of foundations. It's been decades since this has been occupied.
Sure, this place was lovely once. So,
As we get closer to the shrine, we should be on the lookout for orcs. If they've inhabited the shrine, they've probably set up some kind of defense.
let's see. I approach Ethan. Say, when we run into these orcs, are we planning to parlay in any way, or are we more of a shoot on sight?
Well, that's not really my department, to be honest.
I understand.
But we've had our fair number of fights with orcs. From my experience, they don't seem to be the talking type, but I don't want to judge a whole race based on my interactions with a few.
Perhaps someone should go scout ahead. Jacob?
But I think we're still 4 or so hours away.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
get
about 5 miles out as you stand in Coneyberry, so you've got some time, and you're going to be walking through grass and shrubland, not a ton of cover. Very gentle rolling hills, and then again you can see in the distance the beginnings of the foothills that ultimately lead into the marches of the Sword Mountains. So we heading south?
Yes.
Okay.
We've got our meat shields on and we're heading south.
Nice. All right, so you begin to make your way southward. The day heats up, the sun climbs in the sky. There's very little breeze. The humidity is greater than it's been on any day so far this journey. And you make your way roughly about 5 miles, and you are in sweeping grasslands. And the hills, the foothills, the stony, rocky foothills grow ever closer. And it's not, 4.5 hours, you see what looks to be a crumbling stone ruin surrounded by overgrown grasses, a few little lone tree or shrub here and there. And it's just this big field just north of the rocky foothills of the Sword Mountains. You see what looks to be inside these broken down, ruined walls. The path you're on looks like it goes right through sort of a gatehouse, what used to be a gatehouse. You see a temple-looking structure with a belfry atop, jutting from its peaked roof, enclosed by these broken down, partially crumbling stone walls. The trail ends at this gatehouse, crumbling gatehouse, the front door to which long ago has been sundered and broken. It looks like there were 4 towers, one at each corner. 3 of them appear to be crumbled down and gone. You can only see the that kind of the outer walls, very low. They're no longer a tower, but you could tell they were once a tower, circular. But the one on the, as you're looking at the structure, the front left, as you're looking at it, which is the northeast corner, that tower seems to be fairly intact. It looks rough, but that of all the four towers seems to be the only one that seems to be intact. It looks like there's a battlement atop that, and you're probably easily able to see this from, a couple 100 feet out. Is kind of what you come upon when you see this.
Can't see anyone on top of the battlement, can we?
Not from where you are.
Well, I think we want to try to make our way to the temple part of this shrine.
The track that you're on, now that you're out of some of the shrub and scrub and twisted, gnarled small trees and things, is about 10 feet across. It's hard packed dirt, crushed, stone and bits. It looks like, if you wanted to reckon, like, how far across is this? Probably about 150 feet square, give or take. Looks to be the size of the outer walls. And then that temple is inside of it. The gatehouse itself appears to be about 40 feet across with a 10-foot opening right in the center.
Well, no sentries is good news, I suppose.
Ethan's going to cast mage armor.
Okay. Do you want to create a marching order? I assume you're going to kind of follow the path to the gatehouse, that sort of a thing?
I'll pull up the rear.
We send someone out as a distraction in case there is somebody.
Tanner, go scout.
That's just what I was going to say.
I was gonna volunteer Jacob.
I can go out and scout.
No, stay here.
I will go. I will pull the meat target sign off my back and throw it on the ground.
Okay. So, describe for me how you're scouting. Where are you gonna just come up the trail, or what are you thinking? The wall
There's
is
the main.
as you're looking at it. There's a big, about a 10-foot section of wall that's completely crumbled, kind of on the right side of the gatehouse, and then there's just various bits of crumbly, destruction-y, so forth. The tower looks like it might be 20 feet high. The wall looks like it was once 10 feet high at its tallest, before it got broken down.
And there's no blatant signs of anybody in there that we can see.
No. Again, you're still a couple 100 feet out.
And is there bridges? All right. Is there? I mean, we're on the what was the road, but is there how much cover is there to the sides?
It's an open field. It's just a grassy
Open field. Okay.
open field. So the sum total of cover is 0.
Middle of cover is targets on you. Okay.
Before Tanner goes out on his scouting mission, Jacob will reach up and touch you on the hand and say, "It's okay," and give you a blessing of the trickster. So you'll have advantage on your stealth rolls.
Oh. Well, thank you very much.
Gotta use it
All
for
right. So
something.
there we go. All right. Well, I'll kind of make it. See, the opening is on one side of the tower, so I will kind of I'll kind of curve towards the other where the wall is more solid and kind of make my way so I can kind of creep in front of the tower and get a look through where the wall has been crumbled down.
Okay, so again, let me describe this to you. As you're walking, you're coming to it's a flat, straight, what used to be walls. There's a gatehouse in the middle. That the door is gone, probably about 20 feet high, 40 feet wide. There's a 10-foot, the path goes right into the gatehouse. The tower that you're looking at to the left is fully intact. That's the only tower that stands. It's about 20 feet high. It's got battlements atop it. The other tower on the other corner is mostly gone. The wall is breached on the right side by the tower that's gone. That's what you're seeing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't
That's
picture
right.
that right. So
Nope, I got you.
I'll kind of make my way to the wall and then kind of, kind of move along the wall till I get to the breach so I can take a look and see if there's what's
Okay.
going on beyond it.
Yeah, that's cool. As you exit the roadway and cut across the grass, an arrow thumps the ground behind you, and the party will see a figure stand on the top of the tower and fire an arrow, and you hear a shrill call of warning or something. And some kind of, if you speak orc, you would understand it to be something to the effect of intruders, kill the, infidels kind of thing. That sort of deal.
Ezra will call back in Orcish. To me no harm, we wish to parley.
We do not parley with infidels. Enter at your own risk. Come in and die.
Oh, honey, we won't be the ones dying.
It's real snarky and cocky, and you know how orcs can be, right? Yeah. So, Tanner,
Right.
I guess you're at that breach.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I in?
What do you?
Is there a clear shot at me from the tower, or am I against the wall?
It's a tough angle. The guardhouse, the gatehouse, is going to block any arrow shots unless he lobs it up and gets really lucky. It would be like quadruple disadvantage. I mean, just no, you're covered.
Okay.
The wall looks to be about 10 feet thick. Go ahead.
I was going to say we can see the shooter from
Yes.
where we are.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
How far away?
Again, you guys were about 200 feet out. The shooter, it's hard, at that distance, it's hard to get a lot of detail. It's not a, probably an orc. You heard the screeching and the yelling, the familiar sound of the gravelly orcish voice. The big, rough-looking arrow dropped harmlessly, nowhere near Tanner. And that's what you see. So I'm going to ask Tanner, what are you doing when you reach the breach?
I will kind of just try to cautiously kind of take a look through and see if I can see any welcoming party waiting for us.
Okay. Yeah, you see through the breach is a grassy courtyard. It's probably 10, 20, 30, 40 feet to the walls of the temple. And the temple is kind of cross-shaped. And you can see that the road goes through that gatehouse and into the front of the double doors on the temple that are hanging open. And again, the temple's got walls are damaged and falling apart. And, this place looks like hell. But what catches your eye is you see a number of orcs in this kind of front quadrant, this northwest quadrant you're facing. Looks like an encampment. And there's a number of them there, spears and bows, and they're looks like maybe they're eating, arguing, stuff like that. There's probably a good dozen or so. They have not seen you.
I will. They have not been armed by the dude in the tower yet.
They are moving to grab things and stuff based on what they heard, but they have not seen you kind of sneak at the opening the breach in the wall.
All right. Since it's me versus 12, I think I will move along the wall away from the breach.
Which
I'll kind of head towards the guardhouse so that it's still between me and that tower.
Sure. Yeah. Again,
And
the
then
guardhouse is 40 feet across the front, and a 10-foot opening that used to be like a big gate type thing.
So when I look through the opening, is there any orcs in there by chance, or any rooms where I could kind of duck in because I'm kind of pretty exposed at the moment?
Sure. Yeah, the gatehouse itself, a lot of the roof is kind of gone or missing. Looks like it was wood, timber. It's about 20 feet high. The outer doors are gone. It's just you could see timber and splinter and kindling here and there. It's 40 feet across by, if you count the 10-foot walls, it is about 35 feet. 25 feet north to south. The inside interior measures 25 by 15. And then there is a rusted iron portcullis across the, lowered to the ground, across the trail, the walkway. And it's now like flat stone, like flagstone, all chipped up and, used to probably be quite nice. But the corner of the guardhouse, the southwest corner of the guardhouse, is completely collapsed and open to the courtyard. But you still have cover from the tower because of the angle and the distance. The shooter can't see you down in there to shoot you. The party sees Tanner sneak along
able to
and sneak into
advance?
the gatehouse. Go ahead.
Okay. Are we able to advance at all? They're like just out of my range.
You can do whatever you want.
I need to. Yeah, I want to move up because if anyone's trying to shoot at him, I want to shoot at them. I just
Yeah.
need to get within 150 feet.
Okay.
And before I get out of sight of them, I'll kind of turn and kind of give them the sign for 12.
Okay.
Can I see that?
You see him gesturing. You're 200 feet away. That's 2/3 of a football field. That's pretty far. So he's gesturing, but you're not quite sure what he means. He could have just signed for you to put the T on. For all you know.
I think he's telling us he's fine and there is no danger.
I think he says to go build camp again, but we'll do that.
Go back to
Ezra's not ducking or hiding or anything. She's standing up her full height because she's half orc, so she's making it known that she resembles them.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's trying to make herself a distraction if anybody else is hiding and trying to sneak. She's trying to make sure that
Okay,
they
so
pay
is the
attention to her and
party
not them.
is the party advancing then, coming to the ruins?
Yeah, but I'm gonna try and sneak along in the shadows while they're focusing on Ezra.
Me too.
There aren't any
I'm not very
shadows.
sneaky, so I'm just
There
ready
is no cover out here. You're in a field. It's a sunny day. There's nothing to cast a shadow for you to sneak into. So unless you belly crawl and you're still pretty well visible, you're visible.
Okay.
I'm gonna try belly crawling because I feel like we can make this work. I just need to get into the 120-foot range and I can start fucking shit up.
Are you together, spreading out? What are you doing tactically? How are you moving toward this ruins? Are you running?
I'll break
Are you
off to
walking?
whatever gives me the best angle.
Okay. Yeah, if you go to your left,
Ezra's
you'll have the straightest
walking
line
calmly forward.
toward the tower. Ezra's walking up the road all badass. I got you. Nice.
Jacob is hiding in Ezra's shadow.
Ezra would cast a shadow. That is fair for a halfling. Yeah. Okay.
Ezra's being followed closely by Jacob.
Okay.
Ethan's gonna.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Ethan's also gonna come up the road, but farther back from Ezralyn.
Okay, that's fair. Noel, are
let
you
her
coming up
go
the road
first.
or coming through the grass?
I feel like maybe it'll be more intimidating if someone who's 6'9" walks alongside the orc.
Okay.
So maybe I would join you.
All right.
Ezra,
Fair enough.
And just like walk up like tall, menacing, and badass as
Okay.
she's quietly in her head going, fuck, 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 fuck.
Perfect. So as we get into range of the long range of bows, I'm gonna have Von Felt and the orc who's on the battlement roll initiative. So let's get that handled.
Nice. I have advantage. All of these. 5 and an 8. I'm gonna need it.
Okay. And you got an 8. All right, so we're going to put you at about 120 feet out. You have initiative if you wish to try to shoot the orc on the battlement.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. He will have half cover just because of the crenellation. You know, it's a battlement. But you can see him. You can still fire. I believe half cover gives you disadvantage, if I'm not mistaken. And then whatever your long range modifiers are.
It's +2 to AC of the target.
That's what it is. Yeah, so +2 to AC. Gotcha. Half cover. Thank you.
Does sharpshooter do anything to negate that?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You can ignore up to 3/4 cover, I think, with sharpshooter.
Oh, so maybe I'm fine.
Yep.
All right.
You're the guy who can put the eye out of a snake at 150 feet.
Yeah. So I got a 15.
So attacks at long range don't impose disadvantage. Ranged weapon attacks ignore half and 3/4 cover. And you rolled a 15.
Yes.
Okay, that hits. So you see Von Felt just rear back, boom, and plunk this dude right in the shoulder with an arrow. What's your damage?
Looking at 7 damage.
Okay. Yeah, and you hear him just roar, and the arrow sticks in his shoulder. He's going to fire an arrow at you. Let's see, long range is disadvantage. 14.
15. Miss.
Okay. Yeah, so it just drops in the turf. Tanner, as you're in the gatehouse, and I'm assuming, you can look out where the portcullis is. You see about 15 feet from the gatehouse to the front of the temple. When you look through the crumbled southwest corner that's just, a pile of rock, you see orcs running toward the gatehouse. Like they're coming through that opening. They've been alerted. You're there, they're coming. You're not sure if they see you, but they're coming. They have got great axes. Some of them have javelins strapped to their backs. So you have time to make a decision.
And are there any little, rooms within this gatehouse that would have been where a guard would have,
No, it's a completely open
something,
space.
Any kind of cover, just
Nothing.
open space. So I really don't want to. I probably don't want to be here anymore. Strategery. I think I'm going to slip out of the gatehouse, and I will. So it's how close am I to that tower now? With the guy.
As you exit, yeah, I got you. As you exit the gatehouse, you are essentially 75 feet away from the tower. As you face the party, the tower's on your right. It's about 75 feet to the corner of that tower and up 20 feet. Okay. So from your, any experience with ranged weapons, he's at long range from there. You don't know what's happening. You see the party advancing. You see fire being exchanged between Van Felt and the tower. What would you like to do?
I see pink arrows flying through the air. Okay. And so if I stick to the wall, can I see the guy, the orc up there, or is he? I just gonna see maybe
Yeah, you can see him up there. He's basically half cover.
I can see him.
You can see him moving
half cover. Okay.
Between the battlements. Yeah.
All right. I think I'll stick along the wall rather than running out in the open field. I think I will just run right towards the base of that tower.
Okay. Okay, so if you double move,
he will be distracted by Van Felt.
What's your movement? 30?
30, yeah.
Yeah, so if you double move, you'll be about 10 feet, 15 feet from the base of the tower. Very tough angle from where he is. Okay. And again, he appears to be focused on the archer in the field.
Right. I'm kind of counting on that. So.
Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to get the party within about 60 feet at this point. Let's have the archers exchange another round of fire. Go ahead, Van Felt. If you want to fire again or whatever you want to do.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. 22.
That'll hit.
Damage of another 7.
Okay. You hear a gurgle, just that horrible death rattle sound as an arrow goes through his throat, and you hear the thud. Tanner, you hear this arrow throat gurgle thud. Van Felt, you see him vanish from the battlements. Looks like you put him down.
I'll give Van Felt a thumbs up as I'm still running.
Okay.
I'm trying to cover him if I can. So.
Yeah, gotcha. So you're about 15 feet from the base of the tower. I'm going to put the party 60 feet out. Let's roll initiative.
Haha.
18.
13 for Jacob.
9.
Ethan got a 16.
6 for Ezra.
9 for Van Felt.
3 for Null.
Okay. So you see the orcs issue forth out of the gatehouse, and they fan out, and there are 11 orcs. Okay. And much to your disconcertion, fear, concern, Tanner, they have spotted you looking down the wall, and a few of them are headed in your direction. One of them is barking orders to, fan out and go after the party. So I'm going to put them about 10 feet outside the gatehouse wall. There are 11 orcs. Great axes, javelins, and that is their move. Bear with me here. Two of them are going to throw javelins at you, Tanner. Does a 16 hit?
Sadly, yes.
Cool, and so that must mean the 23 also hits. So that's
No, that's a miss.
8 and 9.
Oh, wait,
17.
what direction these numbers go?
17 javelin pokey damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, so two javelins hit you for a total of 17 piercing. It is
boy.
now your turn, as luck would have it. You have 2 orcs headed in your directions, having just thrown their javelins at you.
At least they don't have weapons. Because I'm holding them in my body.
Well, that's all well and good, but for the great axes that they are carrying.
Ooh.
Ah, come on.
She'll soon be holding in your
Yes.
The body of holding.
I never got my amulet. All right. Well, so while they're advancing, I'm going to got that bracer on my arm that appears to kind of like patterns of daggers in it, and I'm going to make 2 throwing motions and whip a couple of daggers at them.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attacks.
25. Take that.
That'll be a hit. And these guys
And,
have got like hide and bone and armor type stuff. They're with the big underbite fangs.
Anybody watching the game log? Yeah, that's a natural 20.
Is
no
it?
one puts javelins in, baby.
Nice. So nat 20 is max damage. Then re-roll the damage die and add it to your max damage. Nice job.
Hey, unfortunately, it always defaults to doubling your damage on it. All right. First one, 2 plus 4, that's a 6. Second one, 4 plus 4, but my math is 8.
So 14 total?
Yep.
Okay. First one goes down with 2 daggers in its chest. His feet come out from under him, and just the force of the blow takes him backwards on the upper half while he's running on the bottom half, and down he goes. Thud. Anything you want to do? You're 50.
I'll yell at an orc.
Go ahead.
I'll say I'll yell at an orc. I bet he gets the point.
See what you did there.
Ooh.
So then the other one is closing in on me pretty darn quick.
Yeah, but he's not going to get to you this turn. I mean, he had basically 60 feet to go, and all he did was take his movement. So you've got a little ways.
I've got at least another turn before he gets to melee range.
Yep.
So, all right. I'm going to get ready to hopefully repeat that.
Okay.
When it's my turn again.
Very good. Ethan, you're up. You're about 50 feet away from the orcs, 60 feet away from the gatehouse. They're about 10 feet in front of it. You just see this line of orcs come out.
Okay, and they're about 50 feet away.
Yes.
And are they? You said they were spreading out. I mean, are they totally spread out? Are there some close to each other? How spread out are they?
There's probably a couple of pairs that are side by side because they didn't really follow directions. So if you wanted to get a pair of them in something, you could probably get two together.
Do any of them that are coming?
There's definitely a pair headed straight down the road. In fact, I would say there's three of them headed straight up the road because the three of you are straight on the road.
Are there any of them that appear to be the leader?
Not really.
Or is it impossible to tell that?
Yeah, none of them look like significantly larger or like a chieftain or something like that. Yeah, you don't. They all look pretty much the same. Fearsomeness.
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast. Which one do I want to cast? I think one of the ones that's coming up the road of the three that are there.
Yep.
I am going to. I'm going to cast Mind Spike, but I'm going to give him a 4 saving throw from one of my portent rolls.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mind Spike on him.
Okay.
And he would take 19 points of psychic damage.
Yeah,
from
he's
the
down.
Mind Spike.
Boom. Nice. Yeah, he just drops, holding his head and just keels over down.
And that's all I got.
That's pretty impressive. Okay. Very good. Jacob, you are next. Now you're kind of coming up the road with Ezra, Null, and Ethan.
Okay.
You're about 50 feet away, give or take.
How far away is Tanner, and how many orcs are approaching him?
One is coming his way. Another one is turned in his direction, but hasn't made that step forward. It's not their turn right now. So it looks like he's going to have two to deal with as time advances. There are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 others. 7 others. One of the 3 that's the closest to you all is down from Ethan. There's 4 behind him, kind of coming out of the gatehouse.
Okay. How far away can I do this? Sorry, I'm just checking something here. 30 feet. Okay. I will. Never mind. I will get fancy. Let's do this. I'm going to bonus action spiritual weapon. That's got a range of 60 feet, so it'll be over the one nearing Tanner. And I'm going to take, that's a bonus action. I'm going to take the opportunity to attack it. So that's a 1, but I get to reroll ones because I'm a halfling.
Halfling luck. Gotta love it.
That's much better. That's an 18 plus 6 is 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And it's a d8 plus 4 damage. Yeah. Oh, nice. That's 12 damage.
Okay, it's looking rough. What form does your spiritual weapon take? What kind of weapon is it? I know it's a kind of a mote of light or whatever, but what's your weapon?
It's a sort of an exaggeratedly large looking dagger. So it would
Okay.
look like a longsword, but it really looks like a dagger, and it's just darted in and pushed itself into the back and guts of this orc, wounding it gravely.
Yes, indeed. So you see this weapon appear. And it flies through the air in the direction of the orc from the direction of Jacob and stabs this orc. It's still a good 60 feet or so from you, Tanner, but you're able to see that pretty clearly.
That's I'll continue moving with the rest of the party. I assume Ezra's moving forward, but just paralleling her.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, that was Jacob. How about Van Felt?
All right. I'm going to keep moving, still more or less parallel to the party, but I want to see if I can get an angle to assist Tanner in any way.
Yeah, and you're on the Tanner side. You're on his side of the battlement there. You're basically 60 feet from Tanner. If you move, that'll cut it in half. Probably put you into not long range anymore. And you would have your choice of 2 orcs. One has been severely injured by a sword that kind of flew from Jacob, and the other one is yet to be hit.
All right. I'll see if I can finish off the injured one.
Sure.
I'm not really trying to get much closer. If anything, I'm trying to back up because my range is 150. So
Nice.
that's easy for me.
That's pretty cool.
So I'll see if I can take this number down for him. Natural 1.
Yeah, that's
Duck,
a miss.
Ezra.
That's a miss. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Bummer. All right, Ezra, you're up. You're about 50 feet from the closest
How close am I?
orcs coming up the trail. You saw Ethan take one down, and there's 2 coming at you, and Null and Jake and Ethan, and there's a group behind them as well.
All right, yeah. Ezra will walk her full 30 feet.
Okay.
And just stop there, light her sword, and just give him the come at me face.
Nice. And you see their
Right.
reaction, their
Well,
eyes
thing.
kind of, they look at each other a little like, you go first, kind of thing. As you stand there with this
And
big
again-
flaming greatsword.
But she's trying to intimidate them and keep their eyes on her from the people that are behind her. So
Okay.
she's doing the
They look
I'm
you
big
over.
badass, pay attention to me thing.
They look you over and snarl and spit. They're like, whoa, fuck, fiery sword. No, it's a girl. We got this kind of thing. Plus,
She does
plus
not
she's-
look impressed.
Plus, she's like only a half orc, so whatever. Okay. Nice. Very cinematic. I like that. Null.
I'm gonna look at the one that I'm gonna eye all of them and be like, eeny, meeny, miny, you. And I'm gonna
Hey-mo.
cast Ray of Sickness at 3rd level. So that's gonna be a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
And
So-
that's going to be
So one of the 2 closest.
That's gonna be 15 damage.
Okay. And that was one of the 2 closest that was advancing up the road?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that one goes down. So there's one left of the 3. And he kind of stops a minute. He's, looking around, and he waits for his others to catch up because it is their turn. And the other 4 are now in a group advancing up the road. You are all, if everybody moved, it's basically Null and Ezra 30 feet away at the start of the orc's turn. Actually, 20 feet away because you moved your 30 feet movement. You did your badassery and you did your kill thing you just did there, Null. Very nice. Behind you are Jacob and Ethan. Yes, that's right. And these orcs advance, and they're going to try to melee Ezra and Null. So great axes are swinging, whistling through the air. A couple of them are going to take a swing at Ezra. How about a 22?
That hits.
And a 3. Well, 3 plus 5 is 8. So just one hit.
Nope.
How is a 5 slashing as this axe comes crashing down on you?
How nice. You shaved my arm for me. Save me having to do that this week.
Okay. 2 swinging at Null. 24.
I'm gonna 24.
And
Shit,
a nat
that's-
20.
Shit. Well, I don't think even my shield is gonna help me this time. So
Not on the natty 20. It would help the 24 unless it doesn't jack your armor class up enough.
it does not.
All right, so 14 damage on the first hit. Oof, rolling good against Null all the time.
Fuck you.
15 and 7 is 22 more, so 36.
Null's down.
Yes.
Wow! Nice.
On the plus side, you saved the spell slot by not having to use that shield. So glass half full.
And they just like beat their chests with their
I didn't
weapons
think I
when
had
you go
walked
down.
up with Ezra. I didn't.
Yeah, remember you were like 6'9", walking next to the half orc.
I forgot.
Yeah, looking all badass.
Yes, I feel the judgment. I know.
No. This is bad to the bone moment. It
Okay.
just happens that your bones are on the ground right now.
feeling bad. Yes. Okay, that moves me to the orcs coming toward Tanner. They're going to advance 30
we can
feet.
skip over that.
No, we're gonna do
Okay.
this. We're doing
Okay.
it.
If you want to.
One is gravely wounded that has a dancing sword kind of around it, poising for another swing. The other one still has his javelin, and he's going to throw it at you. I'm guessing a 9 misses.
That does miss.
Okay, they are now 30 feet from you. They have moved that far. They're 30 feet away. And it is your turn. So you have 2 orcs 30 feet from you. You just saw a party of 5 orcs advance on the party, and they are now all up in there in melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for helping us, Tanner.
I killed one already.
Tanner, you are up, my friend.
Yeah. All right, so the wounded one's closest to me. Will the other one be able to reach me?
I'd
Or
say the
still-
other one is probably about 40 feet back because he came
Wait,
later. The
not
wounded
quite.
one is closest. He's about 30.
I think I'm going to chuck a couple more daggers at him then.
Okay, that's fair. In fact, he's looking bad, so if you want to chuck one and see how it does, I would allow you to do that.
I'll chuck one with an sloppy 20
Okay, yeah, that's a hit.
for 7.
Down. Nice.
Knife
then
to meet
have-
you.
Knife to meet you. I see what you did there. So you have an uninjured one that's about 40 feet from you. If you want to direct your other dagger at
Hates
him,
puns.
and it hates puns.
If I get it, so if I could throw a second dagger and not have time to draw my melee weapons right before he got to me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I will see if he'll hold on to this for me. 11.
That clanks off of his leather armor, his hide armor, falls harmlessly to the ground.
Yes.
Anything else?
And then it disappears.
Okay, yeah, and then it disappears.
I will draw my rapier and my dagger. I'll make sure Ezra's far away. I'll draw my rapier and my dagger, and I'll kind of just limber up and get ready to go at him.
Okay,
Do some stretches.
Ethan, it is your turn. Your group is in melee. You're behind them, so you haven't been engaged. But there are 5 orcs in front of you, Ezra, Null, and then you and Jacob.
And how far away are they?
Melee.
Did you say?
Melee.
Oh, they're in melee.
Yeah, you just saw
Melee.
Null go down. Like she just got hacked to freaking ribbons. And you just saw Ezra, shrug off a blow.
So I can shoot over her body.
Yes, you can.
Are you more than 8 inches tall?
I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna let me see what I do here. So I have I'm gonna cast Burning Hands at this group of orcs, and it'll shoot out in a 15-foot cone. And I don't want to hit Ezra.
I'll give you 3 of them. You can hit 3 with it.
All right.
And they're all yet undamaged.
I'm going to cast it as a. Oh, am I? I'm going to cast it as a. Am I? I'm going to cast it as a 2nd level spell.
Okay. Do these guys get a save, or is
They
it?
do. They get a dexterity save. My spell thingamajiggy is a 14.
DC. Okay. So here are 3.
Yeah.
Here are 3 dex rolls. 2 fails and a save.
Okay. So I'll just roll the damage once and.
Yep.
Yeah.
Half on the save, full on the fails.
That was really crappy rolls.
Sweet.
Full damage is 9.
Okay.
So half damage is 30.
4.
Give or take.
Okay.
I'm real good at
I
math.
see what you did there. Yeah. I envision some. I foresee some math lessons for you. Okay. Ethan, anything else you'd like to do?
I think I'm gonna use my movement to get between them and the, get behind sort of where Ezra is.
Okay.
So she's blocking me.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
And that's it.
Jacob, you're up, sir. You've got 5 orcs. Just, if you wanted to melee, you'd have to step up to engage, but they're there. They're between 5 and 10 feet away from you. Ezra is
I'm a spellcaster. I've got better things to do than melee. I can actually use my bonus action to move my spiritual weapon to attack the 2nd orc that's over there, which is what I'll do.
Yep. I love that spell.
And that is, yes, it is very nice. That's 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 11 damage.
Okay, you open up a big gash on this thing.
And as my action, is there a wounded orc in front of us?
There are 3 of them. There are 3 wounded and 2 unwounded.
Excellent. One of the wounded ones is going to have to make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw.
That's a fail.
Toll the dead, baby.
That's a fail.
All right.
2 are more wounded than the other. Like one is less wounded than the 2.
I'll take one of the more wounded ones.
Okay. What's your damage there, buddy?
Roll a D12.
Yeah, I love that.
D12 necrotic.
It's a great cantrip when it doesn't get saved.
Yeah. 7 damage, unfortunately.
Okay,
not that
you
great.
erase another orc. So there's 2 injured orcs, 2 uninjured orcs with the party. There's 1 severely injured orc closing on Tanner. Is that the end of your turn, Jacob?
Yes, it is. Jacob will move away from the approaching body of orcs, but sort of around in a semicircle so that he can keep an eye on both his spiritual weapon and how he's going to cast over there. And I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to help Null yet, but I've got an idea.
So you're going to move kind of to your left in a bit of an arc. How far away are you going to get from the road or from this melee?
Enough to stay out of reach of swinging weapons.
Yeah, so if you move
to keep
10 feet, you'll be fine. They only have a
I'll do
5-foot
about
reach.
that. That seems reasonable.
Excellent. All right. Very good. Van Felt, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to see if I can pop one of the ones that might be standing over null.
Okay. Injured one or fresh one?
If there's a...
Two fresh, two injured.
I'll take one of the injured.
Okay. And of the injured, one is more injured than the other. So let's go one more level of specificity.
I'll go with the weakest one then. Just
Okay.
to see if I can
Go ahead.
wipe
Fire
one
when
off.
ready.
Out of 10.
10 does not hit, sir.
Wow.
All right.
Can't roll over a 4.
And you're going to stay in shooting range, I presume?
Yes.
Where you're most effective?
I'm going to get a little bit closer, but still somewhat to the rear.
Okay. I got you. So you're probably about 80 feet instead of 100? Okay. Very good. Ezra Lynn, you have 2 injured and 2 uninjured. The uninjured ones are maybe a little behind the injured guys, and they're right there with you. What you want to do?
I'm gonna step forward over Null's body, put
Yep.
her behind me,
Okay.
and then I'm going to take my sword and go after the most injured-looking one to get them out of the
Perfect.
way.
Do that thing that you do.
And I try and hit them with a 19.
That'll hit.
So that is starting 9 points of slashing damage and then 7 points of fire damage.
Yeah, what does it look like when you end this orc?
For this one, probably just one big swing takes his head off and
Nice.
the stump is cauterized.
Nice, yeah, and like the fur all melts and sizzles and curls up. It smells like burning hair and flesh. Yeah, nice. Very good. Anything else you'd like to
turn
do?
the next one.
Okay.
And
There's
she'll
one.
turn to the next one. Can I try to intimidate it?
Sure.
Or is that an action? Maybe that does
That's
like
an
a bonus or
action.
something?
Yeah, that's going to be an action.
Okay. All right. Well, as my bonus action, I'll just snarl at him.
Okay. Yep. Okay. No. How about a death save?
Oh my gosh. I rolled a nat 20 for once.
Okay, nice. So you are stable. You've got a hit point in your breathing. Your eyes flash open, and you're like,
I hear Jacob's told the dead, and I'm like, God damn it.
nice.
And then as a bonus action, can I do a bonus action, or is it everything just to be stable?
That's just stable. You basically don't die, stabilize, and that's kind of where you're at for the round.
Never mind, I'm good.
You can look up, and you can see Ezra standing between you and the assailants.
I'm gonna just sort of like face palm and be like, this looks so bad.
Gotcha. Okay, so Ezra, you've got 3 orcs. The one that you just glared at is going to take a swing at you with his battle axe. Oh, man, am I rolling like a madman tonight. And that's a natty 20. You're going to take... Oh! You ready for this? 27 slashing damage. I rolled a 12 on my second roll on a d12.
Okay, so I am going to use my relentless endurance
Nice.
to stay up because that was my exact amount of hit
Okay.
points I had left.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I've got 1 and I'm still up.
Yeah, so you kind of almost go to a knee, but you stand up and take a deep breath and just glare at this thing. Another one steps up.
Uh-oh.
How does a dirty 20 work? Does that a hit?
Oh, fuck off.
6 damage.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'm down.
Down she goes. Okay. The other one's glaring at Ethan, and I'm gonna roll. Actually, Jacob moved further away, so I'm gonna step toward Ethan and take a swing with a great axe. Oh, another nat 20. God, this is fun.
Oh no!
I'm going to try to cut Ethan in half. That is
Yeah, I think chances are good.
26. Rolled an 11.
Jeez.
Ouch.
Mowed him.
Okay.
Are you still up?
Oh yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
And angry.
And angry. Yeah, we creased your robes. Okay, Tanner, you're up, man. It's your turn. You've got an orc. You've got an orc within about 4. Oh, no. He hasn't had his turn yet. He advances 30 feet and can't get to you because he was 40 feet away.
Oh.
Now it's your turn. You have an orc 10 feet from you who has been stabbed grievously by the spiritual weapon. You've seen Ezra go down, Ezra go down, Null is down, and Ethan just got hacked.
All right. Well, you say he's been hacked grievously.
Ethan's
I'm
looking a
going
little
to
rough.
try
Yeah,
to
your
hack him
guy's
more
looking rough.
grievously.
Yeah, go ahead, make your attack.
No, yeah, the guy. Yeah, the
Gotcha.
first one with the rapier. Ooh, I'll take. How about that 24
That should do it.
for 11?
Describe
Points of piercing
for
damage
me how you end this orc.
with style. I will put the pointy end of my rapier right through his eye, and I'll say, "I bet you didn't see that coming."
Nice. So you've spent 10 feet of movement. The party is probably 50 feet on a diagonal out on the road away from you. You've got 20 more feet of movement.
Okay. And there's no more around me, right?
No more. There's 2 up
Okay.
with the party. Oh, no, 3 are
So
up
I can
with the party.
And how far away? They're 50?
Yeah, you can get 20 feet of that movement done to finish your turn because you move 30,
Okay.
right?
I will.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So
I will run to the rescue. I will run to Ezra and Null's rescue.
nice.
Yeah. I'm running to their rescue.
I see what you're doing there. That's
Thank you.
good.
Just wanted you to know that Ezra's down. She doesn't see anything that you're doing.
I'll tell you about it later, I assure you.
So it's
Yeah.
completely wasted effort.
Nice. Okay, so
And if I live, I'll tell you what really happened.
you're 30 feet from the scuffle on the road. It is now, let's see, who goes after Tanner? Ethan, it's your turn. You've just been assailed by a nasty, smelly orc. There are a total of 3 of them around you, and you're kind of by yourself.
Yeah, that's not good.
One of them has been injured slightly. The other 2 are, as of yet, unharmed.
And so all 3 are in melee with me.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of
So,
them
yes, if I
stepped to
move,
melee, but the other 2 they're 10 feet away.
Right.
You know, they'll be there on their turn.
Okay.
They're coming for
Are
you.
they all in a 15-foot? Are they all in a 15-foot cone?
I'd say so. You guys were pretty tight, pretty close. Ezra stood right over Null. The orcs both attacked Ezra side by side, and then one came through that to get to you. So I'd say you've got a 15-foot cone of 3 orcs. I'll give you that. I think that's fair.
I think that's the best I can do. I'm afraid I'm gonna cast Burning Hands again at 2nd level. Actually, I'm gonna go all 904 levels this time, and I'm gonna cast Burning Hands.
Okay,
So
that
you
is
can't cast it like you cantrip.
711 D10s or whatever the damage die is. Yeah.
So they get a DC 14 dex save.
Okay, all 3 of them. Here we go. Okay, one of them saved.
Damn.
And I'll let you pick the one that's saved. If you want the slightly injured one to be the one that takes half damage, you can do that, or one of the
There you
fresh
go.
ones. However you want to go.
Is the slightly injured one the one that's standing right at me? Well, it doesn't matter. They're all pretty close. Yeah, the slightly injured one, let's say, saved.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not saving well, but man, I'm rolling attack rolls
Ooh.
like a madman tonight.
This damage is better. 16 is full damage.
Dude, what does that look like? These are 15 hit point creatures. What does that look
Well,
like?
so-
Actually,
So
the
when
2 of the 3 are down. The one that was injured is still up,
yeah,
but he's
probably
looking
gonna
pretty
be surrendered
scorchy.
now.
But what does it look like when you incinerate the other 2?
So Ethan spreads out his fingers and he casts that fiery spell, and it just engulfs them in flames, almost like a little flamethrower, and it just crisps them up nice.
Yeah, and you see them, they drop their axes and they fall to their knees, and you just stand there watching your handiwork as they burn to death right before your eyes.
And it's so scary that the other one
Well, he's down 12 of 15, so he's
he's
not
got to
really
think twice.
before messing with the squishy guy. Yeah.
He's got to put on his brown pants
Yeah.
at this point.
Jacob, it's your turn.
Yeah. So how far away from the action is my spiritual weapon?
All right, I'm going to calculate this because I don't want to screw you. Okay, he was 15 feet.
It's right next to the one.
It's well within 60 feet.
Yeah, the problem is I can only move it 20 feet.
Okay, it's not within 20 feet. You can't get it to melee. You can get it to about 10 feet out from melee. I was thinking you could move it 60. The range is 60, right?
No, the range of casting is 60. The
Right.
movement as a bonus action is 20.
Okay, yeah.
How many orcs do we have standing?
1.
Just the one.
And he's looking real rough.
Crispy.
All right. I will. Fuck it. I'm going to burn another second level spell slot, and I am going to create a second spiritual weapon because this is not a concentration spell next to that orc, and I'm going to attack it.
Yeah, you are.
And that's a 15 plus 6 is 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
And the damage is
More than three.
10 points of damage.
Yeah. Down he goes.
Down he goes. At that moment, then Jacob will rush forward and hit Ezra Lynn very quickly with a, I was going to say Toll the Dead, Spare the Dying. And
All the dead.
Toll the dead.
Oops, sorry.
Bong.
yeah,
How
so
about you?
Ezra Lynn, you're stable. Null, he looks at, realizes Null is stable. Ethan is in bad shape. That's about it. I don't know if we have any more damage.
We're going to drop out of initiative
Yeah.
because all of the combatants are down.
Right.
Okay.
Wise. Very wise.
So,
I'm gonna quickly get up, realizing things are done, and use one of my healer kits and my healer feat to give Ezra Lynn 10 extra hit points.
Okay. Is that a... How long does that
all
take?
right.
Is that an action?
It's an action.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
What else are we doing?
I would like to spend, because we basically got 3 people fairly injured still. I'm going to spend 10 minutes and do a prayer of healing, which allows me to heal up to 6 creatures of my choice. 2d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier. That takes 10 minutes to cast, however.
Okay. As you begin to
If we have
prepare to
10
do
minutes.
that, you hear a mighty roar. Guttural from the back, like all the way across the temple ruins. You could tell it's far away in the back side of the property. As
They
you
have a
prepare
control.
to cast your spell. So I'll give you the choice of whether or not you want to cast it. It doesn't sound 10 minutes away.
Yes. Is it a minute away?
It could be.
Okay. Well, I don't have to worry about it because the spiritual weapons are not concentration, so they're hanging around for a minute.
I can give you Overwatch too.
I will abort that maneuver then, and I will instead hit Ezra Lynn as our primary fighter with a Cure Wounds at first level, which means you get back 9 hit points, Ezra Lynn.
Nice, thank you.
And as we go through that, if we still don't see a combatant round 2, I will give Null a Cure Wounds at first level.
That's fine.
So Null, you get, oh nice, 10 hit points back.
Yay.
And Ethan, if we get another round of casting, DM.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Another Cure Wounds on Ethan for, oh nice, 12 hit points back.
I want to be between the party and the ruins.
And
in case
Tanner was-
anything comes out, I'll be there.
Between the party and the ruins?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're still on the road.
Yeah, the
anything-
party's
anything-
about 20 feet from the gatehouse on the road, kind of pulling themselves together.
Sure.
So you're going to be kind of between the gatehouse and them?
Yep.
Okay.
When Ezra Lynn gets to her feet, she's physically going to push Null behind her. And like, she's not going to be gentle with her pushes on, like, get the fuck.
There.
And stand up in front of everybody else again.
Okay. As you stand there, kind of scoping the thing out, Funfelt, you see a shadow coming through from like the southwest corner of the gatehouse. You're facing due south. The gatehouse again is about 30 feet across on the inside, east to west, 15 feet deep, north to south. And you see a very large shadow move into the gatehouse. And then you kind of catch yourself, kind of catch your breath and swallow hard as a probably 9 foot tall, bloated belly, huge fanged, hairless, incredibly muscular, thick, with like leather boots and kind of a loincloth with a tattered belt, a couple of leather, like something wrapped around its forearms, like a leather thong necklace with bones and shit hanging from it. And it sees you. It's got pointed ears, and its ears lay back, and it just goes, Rah! that roar you heard earlier. And it starts to head towards you through the gatehouse in your direction with a club bigger than you are, with spikes, iron spikes and shit on it. Well, let's roll initiative.
Lovely.
Has anyone ever dealt with an ogre in the past?
I don't know.
They ain't to be trifled with, I can tell you that. But this thing has malice
16 for Ezra.
in its eyes. Ezra.
19.
17.
VF 19. Tanner 17. No, what do you got?
30-20 for.
Okay.
Ethan got a 12.
Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who did I miss?
Me.
Oh, Jacob.
22. Is this considered a humanoid?
It's a giant.
So not a humanoid.
Nope.
Okay.
Definitely not.
That's not going to work.
It's
Are
horrifyingly
my-
large. It's huge.
Are my spiritual weapons still up?
Yeah. Yeah, you've probably got about
Okay.
2 rounds of spiritual weapon left. What is it, a minute? So 10 rounds?
I do have. It's 10 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the time that I was doing the heals, I was nudging the weapons closer to the keep in case something else was going to come out of there. So they move
That's fine.
closer to the keep 20 feet per round.
Yep.
That I was.
They're right in the gatehouse at that point. So go ahead and make your attack with your spiritual doohickey.
Yeah, I have 2 of them. I can only attack with 1. It's a bonus action. Could I use an action to make the other one attack?
Oh, you cast it twice?
I know. I did.
Is that what you're saying?
I have 2 of them up. Yes.
Wow, I've never seen
it
that.
probably doesn't work in the mechanics of the spell.
Let's check it out, man.
It does say bonus action to move and attack. I'm just wondering if we could sub out an action for a bonus action. It seems a little too OP.
Okay. I mean, I like where you're going here. Okay, move and repeat the attack. I don't see why you couldn't, as long as that's your action. That is it.
Yeah,
so you would get a bonus action attack with 1 spiritual weapon and an action attack with the other spiritual weapon.
That's what I'm trying for.
Yeah, that'll work. I'll buy that. No spell casting.
Yeah.
But you can do that. Absolutely.
Bonus action attack is 22.
Yep.
And that's 10 damage.
Okay.
The action attack.
It's kind of like flailing at
it. Nice. 17 plus 6 is 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And 7 damage.
Okay. I mean, this guy has like no armor. He's, 11 armor class, no armor. He's just huge. And like all of you seeing and hearing this thing, he roars so loud that your guts rattle. And like it's deafening. And, if any of you have like a low charisma or low constitution, you might piddle just a little bit. It's scary. It's got malice in its eyes, and it's looking at Van Felt. Oh yeah, kind of a thing going on there. Because it's, you're maybe 15, 20 feet from the entrance to the gatehouse, and he's fully in the gatehouse.
Lovely.
No.
How far away is he?
He's probably about 40 feet from you. He's in the kind of the halfway point of the gatehouse. You guys are, 20, 30 feet out.
Perfect.
Oh, in that case, he's 70 feet from you.
Just
Just kidding.
Too bad. Natural 20.
Nice.
So 25 to hit him.
What'd you do?
I'm doing Ray of Sickness at 2nd level.
Nice.
Which means he takes 24 damage.
Nice.
Wow. Any other
So
effects?
You're gonna. Let's see. Ray of Sickness.
You get max plus your die roll.
Make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, max plus a die roll. Well,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's max
Hold on a
damage
second.
plus then you roll your damage die. Con save is a fail.
So 42
Wow.
damage,
Oh my God.
actually.
Oh fuck.
That was a badass.
Describe for me
Yeah.
how this
One
dude
shot at him.
goes down with your ray of sickness.
Basically, Null sits up and she starts like heaving a bit, and this like green mist comes pouring out of her mouth and just shoots through, whirling around this guy's head. And by the time it clears, his head's just a skull.
Oh, that's gruesome. I love it.
Wow, nice. Yeah, and he just kind of drops with a huge thud. Right in the middle of the gatehouse. The club falls. It goes quiet.
I'm just gonna be like, sorry. Sorry, that doesn't usually happen.
I just look back. Why are you on the front line?
No need to apologize.
Oh, feels so good, you guys.
You don't look so good. Your teeth are green.
Yeah. I hate it when that happens.
Everything is quiet.
Loot the bodies. Actually, Jacob will now spend the 10 minutes to do the prayer of healing.
I'll do a perimeter check.
Okay, what like when you say perimeter check, what exactly are you doing? And it's quiet now. You don't hear any more roaring or any some such situation. So you're comfortable doing your spell casting, Jacob. Tell me about your perimeter there, Van Felt.
I'd like to start looking at some of the structures. If I can get up high, I want to get a good look at everything.
Okay.
And also start clearing the rooms to make sure that no one's hiding inside of anything.
Okay, so you're in the
Look at my
gatehouse.
longsword.
Are you going to enter the temple? It's a 15-foot walk to the front
No,
double
wait,
doors
wait.
of the temple. Because the gatehouse is one 30 by 15-foot space with a big dead ogre in the middle of it and just rubble and debris. The southwest corner of it is fully collapsed into the courtyard.
Okay.
And then there's the
I'll
iron
stay to the outside.
portcullis. Okay.
I don't want to breach anything without everyone else at least. So
Okay.
I just want to make sure there's nothing else, no one else hiding around. And if I can get a vantage point, I'll keep it.
Getting a vantage point, you'd have to try and crawl up some of the crumbling wall. It doesn't look incredibly stable.
Sure.
Kind of thing. Bless you.
If there's anything that seems worth it, I can do a check.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to try and climb up there. It looks kind of dangerous. You're welcome to try.
All right. No big deal.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Jacob, how did your prayer of healing work out?
Oh, I will roll. I was just waiting until we got ambushed again. Oh, sorry.
Makes it more exciting.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Let's see. What is that? Oh, nice. 18 hit points back to any of the people in the party who need it.
How many, sorry?
18.
18.
It's a great spell. Prayer of healing. 3rd level, right?
It's a second level spell.
2nd level spell, yeah.
I'm just out of second level spell slots now.
Yeah, that's the only bummer is it's a little expensive, but man, it's a good one.
Yep.
Okay, so I presume everybody's kind of moving their way toward the gatehouse. What are y'all doing?
Yeah. So that I think should be Ezralyn, Ethan, and Null have healed because I don't think anyone else was injured.
Yeah,
Tanner was injured.
Tanner got skewered,
Oh,
double skewered by
Tanner.
javelins.
Yeah, there you go. So Tanner.
I'll happily take that. Thank you. That healing.
I jacked up the party pretty good in that one.
Yeah, you nearly killed me.
I've distinctly heard the sounds of sphincters tightening on that little combat.
Your cup got refilled.
Something like, what? Yeah. When Ethan took that 26, man, that was a bit of a
Yep.
moment.
It's not that Ethan's that important though. Ezralyn going down is far greater a loss.
I wasn't counting on that big whopping 42 damage ray of enfeeblement or ray of sickness, whatever it was. Ouch.
No.
Yeah, that was awesome.
No.
Neither
Okay.
was I, but like.
So what do you
Double
all wish
damage
to
is
do?
Double damage.
It is quiet. There's a massive
Luke?
carnage. Deadness.
Loot the bodies.
Loot the bodies. You've got,
Wow.
some javelins, the battle axes. The ogre has nothing. And the orcs have nothing.
While they're looting the bodies, well, I'll hold off on that since there's nothing.
Well, in that case, I guess we proceed apace.
Yeah, I think so. Let's move in.
Okay. The only way through the gatehouse is to either lift the iron portcullis that blocks the south exit out into the flagstone path, or to just go through the crumbled southwest corner that all the orcs and the ogre came through. That just spills out
The
into the
orcs can do
courtyard.
The orcs can do it. We can do it.
Okay. So you find yourselves in a
We'll go
courtyard
with
that's about 50 by 50 square. The temple building itself is kind of cross-shaped, and it's got this gabled roof on it with a belfry in the center. The two ends, as you're looking at it, there's the double doors. It's got the gable roof over the top. Goes straight back. The belfry's kind of in the middle of the tower, where the bell tower would be. And then there's a gabled roof going east and west on the two sides. It's a little longer than it is wide, but it's kind of shaped like an old Christian church would be, kind of cross shaped. There's a double door. The building itself is stone. It's in rough shape. It's I'm trying to see how tall it is. It's 30 feet on the main north-south section. The walls are 30 feet high. The walls are 15 feet high on the two wings. The highest peak gable is about 40 feet, and the shorter sides, the gable is about 20 feet. And then you have these double doors that lead inside.
We should check out the temple.
Guess so. I have a feeling this isn't the end of it.
The temple is what we seek.
Yeah, I would rather not die. So, if we can avoid that, that'd be cool too,
Being able to fortify an area would be useful, but I think this place is ours for now.
Alright, I guess we should look around then.
Okay. So you're going to enter the temple? Or the ruins, basically?
I want to take a short rest first, though, for those that need it, if we haven't already.
Doing that outside?
And there's so much shelter spot up against the building.
Okay. Yeah, easy. Again, you got there's four corners, where the cross is formed, so you can do that, no problem. It's still probably just past lunchtime, maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Pretty warm out. But yeah, you can rest in some shade. If you rest on the east side of the building, the sun is kind of, from the west a little bit. So yeah, go ahead and mark off a short rest. It's quiet now. If there's anything else on the outside, it has not revealed itself. So go ahead and punch up your short rest buttons.
If anyone wants to spend hit dice to heal, you can.
Yep. And really, I think this is probably as good a spot as any to press pause for the night. We can start the next session heading into the temple. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody get a little nervous on that one?
Yes. I'm mostly mad because I'm like, really? Did I go down again in 2 seconds? Really?
Yeah.
You come back as the MVP.
Yeah, but man,
come back and I barfed our way to safety, you guys.
You're kind of like checkers or wreckers, man. You're either all in or complete disaster. I mean, that's your brand, Gideon. I mean, that's right on brand for you. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
From being honest.
You're not really a half Goliath, are you? You're actually a polymorph green dragon.
Yeah, that's it. That was wild. Well, let's go around and do our little outros, and then we'll run the giveaway. Let's start with the birthday boy, Gideon. Tell us a little bit about what we should know about you, where we can find you in the life.
Well, I'm Gideon on the inside, or Gideon the inside. It's Giddy on the inside. Yeah, you get the pun.
You got it.
On Twitter, Instagram, everywhere pretty much, except for Facebook. But I don't post on Facebook. So you can find me there. I'm basically in this game every Wednesday. I'm always trying to get into more D&D nowadays, and I want to give you all presents. So please enter the giveaway, and come on. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do this giveaway here after outros. So get in there. I'll punch that in there. Let's go with Kayla Ezralin.
I'm Kayla, also known as Miss Misery. You can find me on Twitter as Miss_Misery_. That's really the only place I'm active other than on our Discord. That's about it.
Awesome. Great. Jacob.
There. When I find the mute button. Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm Dave. What am I saying? I play Jacob here on Wednesday nights. Thank you all for being here. It's been a lot of fun. This was a great session. And when I'm not here, I am playing another one of Wiley's campaigns on Monday. So join us on Mondays at 7:30 for Mysteries in the Dalelands, where I played yours, the one that doesn't talk that much. And on Saturdays and some Fridays, I also play either a home game or a stream game for these pandemic times. So that's pretty much it. On social medias, I am Hey Wilson. You can find me pretty much generally on Twitter or on our Discord, which Wiley has been promoting actively on our chat stream as well. So do come and join us. It's a great, fun little enclave of peace and sanity amidst this wild world that we live in.
Absolutely. Very good. All right. Matthew Van Felt.
Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm Van Felt. You can catch me on Twitter as Dungeon Glitch. I run a game twice a week. Well, technically it's 2 games, Tuesdays and Fridays on my Twitch. I'm Dungeon Master in this weird vapor fantasy world. So a lot of fun, and this is excellent.
Nice. Great. All right. Ethan.
Hey, everybody. I'm Chris, WikiVA on Discord and Twitch. My Twitter handle's below. That's where you can find me. You can find me here on Wednesdays, and you can't find me anywhere else because this is the only place I'm in. And I echo everything Dave said about the community. You should join the community. It's a good time. And the Monday game's great also.
Excellent. Thank you, sir, for the plug there. Very nice. And last but not least, Tanner.
I am Carl, Carnage on Discord. I play D&D everywhere that Chris does, so just here. Yes, this is great group. This was a very good adventure tonight. And happy birthday tomorrow, Gideon.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yes. Carlos, good to see you, brother. Thanks for bouncing in, man. We're getting ready to wrap things up. We're going to raid into Lord Gazumba here in a minute. My name is Scott Wiley Hobbit. I'm your host, Dungeon Master. We play D&D here on Wednesdays, of course. Sundays, we have our new Greyhawk game that just kicked off this past Sunday. That goes 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's so far going to be pretty cool, I think. And then Monday nights, 7:30 p.m. Again, all times Eastern. So come join us for D&D. Jump in our Discord if you need a cool, safe place to hang out with really dynamite people. So I'm going to hit the magic giveaway button, and hopefully something cool will happen. I'm going to close entries out. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Pick a winner.
Good luck, everybody.
Dun, 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 dun.
Here's our winner, Mikey B. Sit Frog Sit. Woo! So I don't know what you want to do here, Gideon. I can have them work through me to get to you.
Yeah, that'd probably be easiest.
Yeah, so Mikey B. Sit Frog Sit, direct message me, whisper me on Twitch, hit me on Twitter, or send me an email to that email address below, and we'll figure out how to get these cards to you. So congratulations on winning some still shrink-wrapped, shiny new arcane spell cards. You know, with that, you can make yourself a spell book of all the spells. So very cool.
Yes.
All right. So without any further ado, again, thanks to everybody for hanging out, watching us tonight. It's always fun to have people watch us play. Love playing with these folks. Good friends, good D&D. And we will be back here next session. So I'm going to raid into my friend Jay, Lord Gazumba. He's one of the cornerstones of our Greyhawk Dungeons & Dragons community. So actually, I'm going to cancel that. I just saw his stream just ended. So let me grab another victim we can raid into here real quick. Wicked Studios. Let's go see William. We're going to raid into those guys. Another fun Greyhawk streamer. So hang out real quick and yell at him when we get in there. And we'll see you all next time we do D&D here on the Wiley Hobbit channel thingy.
Next week.